And we're live.
Welcome to we're back from unplanned break.
Yeah.
Before we go on planned break, because I will be gone next week.
Yes.
But now we're back to talk. Jake has been trying to dodge talking. He kept making up these excuses. Something about what was it? It was like, oh, my brother,
who I haven't seen for a year.
Seen him in a year. It's like,
from
bro,
overseas deployment. He's a war hero.
Exactly. Oh, he killed Putin. Like what? Yeah. So something like that. No, I'm kidding. Jake did look 1 week. He did cancel on me day of, which is like that was.
I did.
But at least that was last week he texted me on Monday. Yeah, so, but this has been, I wasn't letting him get out of this. I watched Supergirl on Friday, the Friday it came out, which is technically the second day it was out because it came out third day because it came out Wednesday, then it came out Thursday, and then it came out Friday. I was going to go Wednesday, but then we didn't do the show, and so I had literally every reason to go to it on Wednesday, so I chose not to. And then Thursday, I chose not to. And then Friday, I finally went, Or Thursday, the U.S. men's national team played at 10 o'clock, so I decided I couldn't make a 6:30 Supergirl showing. Yeah, a lot's happened since we did do so the U.S. men's national team played the best soccer I've ever seen them play in their lives, and then they have also since played the worst soccer I've ever seen, the most pathetic game where the guy who gets paid to kick a ball for a living forgot how to kick. Jake, I know you follow me on Instagram.
Yep.
Did you see the stories?
Yeah, I saw 500 Instagram
crash out. Me and
like,
our boy Dylan had a minor crash out on Instagram.
Yeah, that was
on the story, absolutely slaughtering the U.S. men's national team. But guess what? That's the only soccer team I'm a fan of. So that's not true. Erling Haaland is my GOAT. I'd be on my. That's me these days, I'd be on the row. I'd be on the row. So, our boy Dylan's going through it because he's a Brazil fan, which he's not Brazilian, but he chooses Brazil.
Not even close.
No, and then Brazil lost to my boy Haaland, which is cool with me because I'm cheering for Haaland because every time he does good, I repost his Instagram on my story with the theme from Thor to the background. This last time I put a little screenshot from the comics of the quote on the hand. Whoever holds this hammer, be worthy.
Whoever holds the hammer.
Which is, by the way, a goated scene in the first Thor movie. And then, but yeah, anyway, Dylan, so that was rough for him. So his next team is Argentina, but he's a LARPer. So his next team is the U.S., and then the U.S. got out. And then Argentina was literally
everyone's second team is Argentina, so it really doesn't count.
And then Dylan was like 6 minutes from watching Argentina lose. So he almost had the worst like 3 days as a soccer fan I think he's ever had. So he is a bit of a LARPer, but he's a Neymar guy, so whatever. In the U.S., in fairness, we would have been 12 years old when the U.S. lost to Trinidad and Tobago. So it's kind of like okay, if you're not cheering for him, I guess type thing.
Yeah, understandable reaction.
Yeah, I'm a U.S. men's national team ride or die, and I'm so disappointed in Christian Pulisic, and I will never call him Captain America again. So that's about where I'm at. It's pretty great. It's exactly the same mentality I approach the Colts with these days of, I can't wait to go 9-8.
Yeah,
and miss the playoffs. Miss the playoffs by one game and have the 16th draft pick and get nobody. This is so cool.
I can't wait to be just good enough to be given false hope and then have it dashed.
I will always have I'm so glad I have the Dodgers because once a year I get a reset of my team won the championship.
Yeah. I have nothing.
You were once a Bears fan, right?
I'm a hyper casual baseball fan, so every now and
again aren't bad.
I can be like, 10 years ago the Cubs won a World Series.
The Cubs aren't bad right now.
They're not terrible. But I don't watch baseball as much.
It's October, though. If your team's good, that's when you really lock
it. Hoosiers, Halliburton's going to be back. Maybe we'll be good again.
Hoosiers? Since when are you an IU fan?
Or Pacers. What the hell? That was weird.
Okay. I was like, what? Yeah. Halliburton's back. LeBron obviously is coming to Indiana.
LeBron has to come to Indiana.
Obviously, why wouldn't he? It's Halliburton, dog.
He's
Siakam, dog.
He's not gonna
dog.
He's not gonna go play with Steph Curry.
Look at the roster.
Play with TJ McConnell.
Literally dogs. Zubac, dog.
Does he want the greatest shooter?
Tough.
Does he want the greatest shooter of all time, or does he want a tough?
Old.
Or does he or does he want a tough, hard-nosed group of buddies?
So, hey, look at the roster. Talked about Halliburton, dog. Pascal Siakam, dog. T.J. McConnell, dog. Zubac, dog. I don't know his first name.
If they won that game, T.J. McConnell would have been the Finals MVP.
Who else? I'm low-key spacing the roster. Toppin, dog.
Sometimes
Nimhard, dog.
Flip a coin.
Nimhard, dog. Shepard, dog. I don't even know if all these guys are still on the roster. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
I don't think. No, yeah, several of them. I was like, I don't think. But I barely watched them this year because my goat's gone.
I watched their first game. They took the Thunder to double overtime. They lost, and then I realized they were tanking, and I quit watching. So. I'm a fair weather Pacers fan. I don't really care though.
Yeah, I don't care enough about professional basketball
until Halliburton's back. Then I'll probably tune into a couple.
Until my goat's back, and then I'll be watching.
But yeah, we got that. Kentucky basketball is abysmal these days, so we're basically becoming the IU basketball. Kentucky football, we got Will Stein, baby. Natty incoming. We got Will Stein. So, but look, every year I have my Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani. Oh, he's the greatest player of all time. Oh, no, my life's so hard. We have only won the most games in baseball this year.
Oh, this is horrible.
Oh, no.
We lost like 8 times.
Dude,
oh.
Half of our starters are out injured, so we only have half of the last 10 years worth of MVPs still in the batting lineup.
This sucks. We're so screwed. Oh.
Yeah, so as far as sports goes, though, U.S. men's national team, they let me down, but it's fine. I'm a Holland bandwagon. He's been the player I've always been most excited to watch in this World Cup, and he has not disappointed. Norway pulled off the upset on Brazil. World Cup's been somewhat. Today's the first day, actually. There's not been a World Cup game in like 3 weeks, and I don't know what to do with myself, to be honest.
Yeah,
it's
one of the guys I work with at work will just be like, we'll be super busy, and he'll just be standing there like posted up watching shootouts on his phone.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's like, I'll watch the Euros. I'll watch Copa America. I'll watch the big tournaments every 2 years. I don't watch a lick of club soccer. I'll watch the occasional U.S. men's national team friendly. World Cup comes around, I'm a soccer. Like, it's the only thing I want to watch. I don't know why. It just always had. It's because I watched it in 2014, and that was a special run. You know? The U.S. Bring back Clint Dempsey, man. Take me in a time machine. I miss Tim Howard. That's the GOAT right there. Tim Howard's him. 16 saves against the golden generation of Belgium, and Matt Freese can't kick a ball against a bunch of unk. Speaking of things that went horribly, horribly wrong, should we talk about your favorite movie you've seen so far this year? Because from what I understand, you really enjoyed Supergirl. You saw it today, correct? It's been like 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks, and I made a video, so it's been out of my brain for like a week plus now.
I saw it like 4 hours ago.
Yeah.
Or I got out of the theater like 4 hours ago.
Initial thought, I would say spoil. It's been 3 weeks and no one seems to care about this movie. So
the thing is, like, normally when I like get out of a movie, I have like even a bad movie. I'm like, dude, what the hell were they doing with this thing? Or like, what the hell were they doing with this? This movie, it was literally like the entire hour and 48 minutes from start to finish. I was like,
looks like Corbin is in chat.
Like, what the hell was this choice? What was this choice? Why did they do this? Why did they do this? Every single thing they did, every mechanic they established, everything they tried to correct that was bad in Superman or make worse when it was in Superman, every single thing they did in the movie, I didn't like. There wasn't one it was like I sent you a text. I'll read it off word for word, but this is I think I articulated this pretty well.
Can I stop you right here real quick? Let me put you on a pause.
Yep.
I think you're just a good movie, bro. You just want every movie to be a good movie. You're just a good movie, bro, okay? You only want movies to be good. You can't. Some guys just can't handle bad. You're a good movie, bro. That's just You're a good movie, bro.
I'm a fair weather movie enjoyer.
You're a great movie, bro.
I only like movies when they're good, bro.
You're a mediocre movie, bro. You only like movies if they're at least mediocre. Coherent script, bro. Like holy bigot.
Yeah. All right.
All right,
So
well-
this was my description of the movie. It looked like James Gunn and Zack Snyder had a disgusting inbred hate child. It was colorful but also washed out, and it was nihilistic but also poorly positive at the same time. All on recycled Guardians sets and makeup with a dollar store record soundtrack.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a pretty apt description.
You haven't seen my video because you're a bad friend, so I'll pull up.
Because I wanted to watch the movie first.
I wanted to create my own judgment on the film. No, you're being a responsible critic.
I kind of wanted to form my own opinion on it.
You're being a responsible critic.
Which sucks because I have, like, from other people that I listen to, I literally have, like, 20 hours worth of content to listen to that I haven't been able to listen to for the last week and a half because I've been trying to form my own opinion and I haven't had time to watch it until today.
There's one thing I would really quite like to pull up for my video because it is quite, in my opinion, I'm going to speak for myself, I guess. It's quite a funny edit. But also it brings up a point that I think is rather interesting. There's also a new Dune trailer actually that just released, so we can't react to it in full on stream because WB, but we can look at it if we fit it in here. So let's pull this up. Can you hear this real quick? Let me make sure.
Reeks of the pitfalls of James.
Okay.
The opening of this movie is a montage featuring opening credits and a pop song.
So just in that.
How many different James Gunn movies is that? 5, 6?
So here's what we went with.
This film
And I missed
reeks of the pitfalls of James Gunn. The opening of this movie
So we got Guardians 1.
is
We got Guardians 2.
a montage
We got Guardians Holiday Special.
featuring
We've got Guardians 3.
opening credits and
Or sorry, this is the Suicide Squad. We have Peacemaker. This is just one season of
a
Peacemaker.
pop.
Then we have the second season of Peacemaker. I honestly didn't even look at see if Guardians 3 had an opening credits montage. I think I don't remember. I'm sure.
Assume
It
it
Song.
probably.
but yeah, you would think that was just an edit I could use once, right?
There
Surely.
were 4 music videos in this movie.
Let me see if I can just instantly click over here to another. There's another very similar edit later in the video. I don't know if I'll be able to just easily find it, but you can usually tell if a movie's good based on the amount of times the clip from the interview of of him going, it's in it, because that usually means something crazy happened.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. So.
His arm then
And also, it's worth remembering, anytime I do one of these where it's like I'm putting something side by side, I'm not including the scene from Supergirl in it. So there's always one more to what I'm actually saying. I'm just showing you what it's happened in other movies. So the opening credits, there's those 5 or 6 that I showed, and then Supergirl also has it.
fights a bunch of people as the camera is focused on Ruthie and action happens all around her while some
Oops.
upbeat modern song plays. Wow. I've never seen that in a movie before, ever. After that,
So
It also,
that happened.
dude,
And it also happened
when,
twice.
Yeah, when they do it at the end, it's not even like a good or fitting song. It's actual
Oh my gosh.
buns.
No, technically. So it's the cover that's getting a lot of hate. Technically, in a way that is so annoyingly stupid, the song is actually the correct, like, perfect. I don't understand. Can you just put the entire movie in the background? Thank you, Corbin. Okay, the song is an absolute banger song, obviously. The Middle, by who the hell's the song by? Jimmy Eat World. Right, so let's just read the lyrics, and this will just like make you want to like blow your brains out of how stupidly annoying this is. Okay, it just takes some time. Little girl, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be all right. It just takes some time. Little girl, you're in the middle of the ride. So because she's standing in the middle of the fight, and she's a little girl. And so, little girl, you're in the middle. It'll be just fine. Get it?
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, that was my exact thought when I was listening to that song. Everyone's making fun of the needle drop, which rightfully so, but it's like also the people are like going like, this is lame goy slop compared to Superman when the needle drop hit and he flew up and killed all those guys.
Yeah, when he just like murdered 50 people.
But then they were like, no, it was the non-lethal laser.
Dude, it's like Cyclops' laser, bro. It's a portal to the punch dimension.
Yeah, that one was pretty bad. What? Okay, I didn't say this in my video because it was going to take too long to clog up trying to explain it. I think the thing that might have annoyed me the most, and it didn't actually annoy me the most because there were a lot of things that really annoyed me, arguably was when they were like, Supergirl? Silly name. Should it be Superwoman? They did the classic comic book trope movie of going like, you know the thing that this is titled after? Isn't that so stupid?
Mm.
They did it with Superman. After everyone was like, they put the trunks on, which Zack Snyder was scared to do. Then the next movie, Supergirl's like, look at this.
Why is he in his underwear?
Look at this dummy.
Why is he in his underwear?
Dude, it just whatever. You just can't.
Stupid
We can't take it seriously. It's fine.
Also, dude, can we talk about the main villains of this movie are literally just the Ravagers from Guardians, and then every single
They've remade the Rogue One opening scene. The opening scene is Rogue One. Credit comes down.
It's literally
Which, by the way, I will not take credit for pointing this out. And I'm sure a lot of people realized it. It's pretty obvious once you're looking for it. I saw Little Platoon tweet this first.
Yeah.
They fly down, say, hey, I need the super secret weapon you've made. There's a little girl there. And then they kill the parents, or kidnap the parents for the sake of Rogue One. Rogue One's not a good movie.
They also...
I don't know why it gets copied so much.
The only two things that these group of guys want is...
I don't know what they want.
Is swords and chicks to have sex with.
No, they want specifically child brides.
Yes, they want child brides. And they go to this place where the guy has swords, specifically say they want swords, and then don't take the swords and also don't take the child bride.
Yeah.
So the only two things that the only two things that they want are the only two things they don't take from this place.
So I was willing to overlook it because I try to do this thing where I'm watching these horror movies of giving them the
Taserface.
Of
That's
giving
the main
me
villain. Sorry,
I don't know what you heard because it completely peaked out and nothing you said came through. So
Taserface.
Oh, Taserface.
That's our main villain. Taserface in this movie.
So I try to give things the extreme benefit of the doubt when I'm watching them to be as fair as possible. That's why I was like way less harsh than I probably should have been with the whole sun thing, which I'm sure we can talk about more in my video. But at first they were like, it's a planet that, hello, are both of you excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day? We are cautiously optimistic. I have my ticket, opening day, the Wednesday preview. I have extreme hope it's going to be good. That's a lie. I heard it the first time. T was funny, Jay. Also, I have a Star Wars question for both of you. You don't mind. You can go ahead and ask it. We'll get to it.
Yeah, hit it.
Probably right away.
We'll get to it whenever.
I think we're both excited for Spider-Man. We're a little worried because both of us are kind of Ned and MJ dunzo.
Listen, the rest of the trailer, other than Ned and MJ being
really
in it,
and some of the Hulk stuff,
really good.
I know we were really annoyed about Hulk having like I think control device, but
Hulk and kind of Jean Grey being in it isn't my favorite, but I still
Punisher
think the movie could be good.
But I don't know. I'm real worried about Punisher after Punisher 1.
Anyway, my biggest worry with Punisher is I don't know if they can handle the dynamic well after Born Again.
We'll see. So we'll answer that in a second. Let me finish this. Let me finish my spiel here about the opening. What was I thinking? So yeah, at first they were like, it's a planet where they sell child brides. I'm like, okay, they didn't kill or kidnap her because they don't do it. And then it just turns out later in the movie that they just have them. They just have them. But yeah, so that became a massive problem. All right, let's answer the Star Wars question real quick. Do you think Keanu Reeves could play a great Darth Revan? And if you've watched Maul Shadow Lord, do you think that the pink Twi'lek Devin will become Darth Talon? Okay, two things real quick. One, my extended universe lore knowledge is very poor, so I'm not going to sit here and say it, but I just think Keanu Reeves can play a great anything, so I will say yes.
I'll say to the first thing, I'd say 5-10 years ago, I was big on that train, and I really wanted like a Keanu Reeves Revan show, but the older he gets, I know he would be willing to go all out for it with like everything he did with the John Wick movies and stuff. Like he's willing to put his body on the line and do some really cool stuff. But he might be a little old for it now. Okay. But I still think he could do it well, and I don't think Star Wars could make a good Revan project. That's the main thing.
So I literally know
Keanu would
basically.
be great.
I know nothing about Revan other than the picture of him. Basically, I would look at that honestly probably the same way I looked at Nicolas Cage in Spider Noir, where it's just like he's probably too old. But it'd probably be awesome. I think Keanu would do great. I hope Peter will get Ned and MJ back and bring it in. I think they will, and we're not. That's not our favorite thing, but we'll have plenty of time to talk Spider-Man. We got a lot to get into in this one, but neither of us have watched Mall Shadow Lord.
No,
I know a lot of people really like it.
I ended up watching some of it because my roommates watched it, and it looked bad.
I know a lot of people really like it. It's got like a 98% Rotten Tomatoes or something, which people so much love to point out in my Star Wars video of like, no, Star Wars isn't dead. This animated show did really well on Disney Plus, allegedly.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just done with Darth Maul. I'll get around to it at some point, probably. It kind of has become an exposure thing for me. I'm like 7 animated shows behind for Star Wars, but
plus Skeleton Crew.
I can't really answer a Maul Shadow Lord question.
My thing personally,
anyone who can take enjoyment from Star Wars, I'm happy you can still find enjoyment in Star Wars.
Yeah, basically
my conclusion of the Star Wars stuff. I think that's. Let me round this up. My point here by saying, I think Keanu Reeves could probably play great Darth Revan. I think the last thing you want if you enjoy Darth Revan is Disney to try to make anything involving Darth Revan. That would be my that'd be my final. Nail
I'd say you want to wait a decade before you even think about that. Darth Maul just got into depth, TBH. He's actually right. On the
evil and not evil.
On the Darth Talon point,
that's the hot one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it is if it's a Dave Filoni project, probably. I'll say that even though I know nothing about the show.
The thing is, it's like that was my assumption going into it. I'll answer that question in a second. The thing about like Darth Talon is we already know where Maul's story ends. He gets killed by Kenobi again. So like I just don't think there's space for Darth Talon to fit in as well. Like I just don't think there's a place for that to slot in. What, you both don't want Spider-Man to have happiness, saying you hate him getting Ned and MJ back? No, it's not that I don't want him to be happy. I want him to be happy. I just don't like...
Can I say I don't want Spider-Man to be happy? Because that's kind of a massive character trait with the character of Spider-Man is he usually has to sacrifice all of his happiness. But that's kind of what makes him pretty awesome. So, like,
yes,
in a sense, I don't want him to be. But it's not because I'm like, I just don't like... I kind of think we did the Ned and MJ. They're very MCU to me, whereas I'm kind of ready for Tom Holland Spider-Man to be more Spider-Man involved with the MCU as opposed to MCU involved Spider-Man. I thought they were fine in the trilogy. Me and Jake have both talked about it of like the ending of No Way Home kind of gives you the out to get rid of those characters. Mm-hmm. I think Ned's okay. Not, Maul didn't really die at first. He was sliced in half by Kenobi. He was dead.
Yeah.
He was dead until they decided to bring him back.
He was dead, and then Dave Filoni was like, well, it would be cool if he was alive.
I'm glad a lot of people can enjoy Maul. When I was a kid watching Clone Wars, I loved Maul coming back. So I'm like, at this point, Star Wars is so dead to me that like if anyone's like, I love this part of Star Wars, I think you should take that and run with it as long as you can. So if y'all love Maul, stick with Maul. I don't want to poop on anyone's Maul parade. He looks badass. That's that'll always be the thing with Maul. And I think that's why he got popular. It's very Boba Fett cheese, where he just looked awesome, and everyone's like, "Let's run with this."
Ray Park was really good. The reason he came back is because Dave Filoni went.
Because Maul's pretty sick, right?
Maul's pretty badass, and they're like, "Well, okay, he got cut in half," and he's like,
"As an Elseworlds
what if he was just
universe show?
What if he was just so pissed that he didn't die?"
As a non-canon, like awesome what if fan story, I love the Maul Mandalore stuff. Yeah. I've had to come to this conclusion in my own head of like, I love Clone Wars for what it is, as when I watched as a kid. I don't consider it canon to the 6 Star Wars movies, personally.
It's not that I don't consider it canon, it's that it
can't happen the same way it did. But I think that's all argumentative conjecture stuff. But in a selfish sense,
the way I've said it to you a lot of the times is like a lot of what happens in Clone Wars, if you consider it kind of like a
retelling, a parable, almost
a campfire story type thing, then you can kind of take some of it, like
it's
a lot of it with a grain of salt. And
kids'
then
tales
also
for how it's told.
Ahsoka can't exist. If Ahsoka doesn't exist and you treat it like campfire stories, it can kind of work.
It's a schizophrenic teacher explaining the history of Clone Wars, and they manifested a self-insert in Ahsoka. That's the
yes, and this
that's how it
person's name is
exists.
Trapper Wolf.
But we got plenty of Spider-Man talk in the future. We're both big Spider-Man guys.
Yeah,
we got.
dude, we still
Unfortunately, we got to talk about
Supergirl.
Supergirl, and then we got Odyssey stuff to talk about, and then PlayStation,
Yeah.
which we could probably circle back to Spider-Man for PlayStation because same thing.
Yeah.
Sony. But yeah, Supergirl. We were talking about the opening there. It's the Ravengers. The opening is a montage with music, pop music, and credit. This movie's not a James Gunn movie. I'll point out, not written, not
a
directed
James
by
Gunn
a
movie.
James Gunn.
Just puppeteered.
I honestly, everyone was like, he probably ghostwrote it. I actually don't think he did because I explained this in my video. It doesn't subvert basic storytelling enough.
Yeah.
It has 3 acts, and so the person who wrote this movie, I don't know how to say her name. She doesn't have a single writing credit other than Supergirl.
Yeah, it's like.
And
she
to me,
Googled writing
looking
script.
at the script, it's a pretty amateurish like script. It's like if I walked in and wrote a movie, it'd be like this. It's got 3. Actually, I think I'd have a more thought out theme, and the character's action would support my theme. The thought out.
No, you don't need to do that. You just have to say it once in the movie.
The structure is very
That's up
clear.
to
The 3 acts of the movie, right? It's almost so clear. It's like literally separated into planets. The first act is on Red Sun Planet. Second act's on Yellow Sun Planet. Third act's on Yellow Green Sun Planet. It's so, and then there is quote unquote a character arc. There is technically one. You can follow it, right? You can see where it's
Yeah.
happening in the movie, even if it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, she's
There
the same
is-
character the whole time. She's
The
just
setup
happy
is
at the
so
end.
simple, right? The villain is everything I think is evil. The villain shoots a dog with a poison dart. The villain captures child brides. The villain is a massive sexist, right? Like it's literally just everything the writer is like that. If it was an evil person, they'd do that. It's not like
Yeah.
they have any clear motivation. They're literally just like, it's just they are the evil. That so evil is this, and this
They
person
do
does
all
those things.
the evil things, and they're mean and they talk weird.
It's not like in Guardians 1 where like you have Ronan the Accuser whose whole goal is to punish Xandar and like help push Thanos' journey of like wiping the planet of I don't know exactly. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really remember. He has he has a goal.
He's a fanatic, but he's not just like murdering anybody for no reason. He's not like raping and pillaging. He does
this
stuff
guy
for a reason.
Krim of the Yellow Hills in this movie is literally just like someone was like, "What is the bad thing?" And then they
what do
went,
bad guys do?
and then they went this, and then that was the character. That was the villain's motivation. What? So that was Krim, right? That's the villain. So everything is there as the structure in a first-time scriptwriter being like, "This is how you make a movie?" ? So that's why I actually don't think this was really ghostwritten by James Gunn. I think he came in and made some edits because there's some stuff that is just so James Gunn that I'm like, it has to be. And
It felt like it was directed.
He has the
by
creative
this.
sign-off. It's pretty clear. He has creative sign-off on this.
Yeah.
But it really there's no way to me it was written directly by. I think it was probably written by this chick, and I think James Gunn saw it, made some edits, made a cut of the movie, and probably did some writing, but not. I think she mostly wrote it, which I technically think, in a structural standpoint, it's better written than Superman, which is kind of funny. It's pretty close, but I think it is. There's some massive like power scaling issues of like Ruthie not having superpowers, but then
and killing a Ravager.
but maybe not killing him because doesn't that completely contradict the whole story if she killed him? Yeah. So there's that.
Also, the bad guys are called brigands, which is like they just put in. They just put in like placeholder word until we think of an interesting name like Ravagers, and then they just forgot to do it.
Yeah.
So they're just brigands.
Whatever. I was.
That's like calling the group of bad guys just like the bandits.
What? Okay. I know you were probably checked out going into it. What was the moment when you fully checked out of the movie, going like, okay, there's no chance there's anything of quality in this?
when the tech pirates attack her on the bus. That was
Okay,
I was
for
like,
me, how did you both react seeing Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man No Way Home? I was fun. You know it was
It was
coming
cool.
at that point, but it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun to see.
It was-
and the
it was
movie
a good
didn't
time.
suck was the best part. It was like a well-written movie
Yeah.
with the cameos.
yeah.
So we
it
have
had
the
problems, but you know, it was fun.
me and Jake have different opinions on the movie overall. We had an argument about this a couple weeks ago.
It's more Doctor Strange problems than anything else.
Yeah,
Which doesn't
we've had
take away from
arguments
Spider-Man too
about
much.
this, but yeah. So for me, honestly, it was the moment she goes, "I don't have my powers here," walks out and kicks a 600-pound minimum beast off a rhino like 15 feet in the air.
Yeah, I think they can fix that if they just go, I'm not Supergirl here, but I'm also not just a human. I'm like just super like. It has to be a middle ground.
Just say
and
my
not
powers
like,
are limited. Just say if she says my
Yeah.
powers are limited here, it all works.
Just say like you're weak.
The problem is
it's
she
that easy.
says in her words to Crypto, says I do not have my powers here.
Yeah.
I'm normal. This is what makes me normal.
Yeah.
That's the problem I have with it.
And
Also,
then
I have
she
another
beats up
question.
the
If she gets
gigantic
drunk on a
ones.
red sun planet, how come she's still drunk on the yellow sun at the end of Superman? So there's consistency problems right there. What? So I don't really know that there's much point in going step by step. But yeah, that was the first moment. I think the next moment was after she kidnapped all of those pirates on the after those tech pirates attack her. And then she's like, tell me where this one guy is in the entire vast galaxy of space, even though you have no connection to him.
And they're like,
And I
oh,
was
yeah,
like,
he's like
I'm
right
like,
there.
obviously that's not gonna work. And they just go, yeah, he's right behind that stick. And then it's just like, what?
There he is.
But yeah,
specifically the moment on the bus that like just really pissed me off, and it was happening before that, but really there when she like got the teleporter and they're fighting and stuff, and literally every time she moves a muscle, she's like, didn't mean to do that. Oops. Oh man, hope I didn't mess that up. And she's just doing like really unfunny, shitty quit. It's like how people described early Marvel, but like they were wrong. But this, it's just it's that bad. This is like worse than late stage Marvel quipping.
okay, let's real quick. Let's go. I want to kind of hit. I don't want to go necessarily scene by scene, but I do want to hit the basic structure points. So we have our characters. Ruthie is the young girl. She's 13 or 14.
She's 13.
I thought that, but apparently she's 14 and everything else. She's
they-
14. I agree, but she's 14 in the
said
comic, and I hear a bunch of people say 14, so I just say 13 or 14.
Okay, I watched the movie 4 hours ago.
I am aware of
She
what you're
is
saying. There's a
13.
line where she said my 13th year, but I know what you're saying. That's why I said 13 in my video. 13 or 14, because maybe they don't count the first year. I agree with what you're saying. Okay, this isn't me. This is other people saying 14.
Okay.
And the point is irrelevant. A 14-year-old girl can't overpower a 250-pound grown man.
That dude was like 350 pounds.
I try
7
to be
feet tall.
I try to be generous with the weights because it doesn't matter is the point I'm making. I'm saying being extremely generous. That thing Supergirl kicked 15 feet in the air, 600 pounds. The point is she
Dude,
couldn't kick a woman
that thing
her.
was huge.
Again, I'm being generous because to be honest, there's no way that a 23-year-old drunk woman with no superpowers can kick another 23-year-old drunk woman with no superpowers 16 feet in the air. So if I am super generous and say this thing's maybe 500 pounds,
Yeah.
even then it's like
the only reason
what?
it like has to be bigger is like
I agree.
a bit. Well, just
It's
for
gigantic.
instance, like
Well, you can keep talking.
a large bull could easily be like 1,000 or 2,000 pounds, and this creature, whatever
Yeah,
the hell it is like way bigger than that.
I agree.
So
Because
it's like at least 2,000.
That's how I always structure it in my head when I'm trying to like decipher how big something really. I always think of cows are literally tons.
Yeah.
And
So another power scaling thing, the Crim, when she like hit him in the face with like a plant or whatever, it looked like a cactus type thing, and it like stuck to his face. But then a tank fell out of the sky and he caught it with one arm. So like what? And then he's also not durable enough that you can just like stab him.
So we have Ruthie, 14 slash. She's 13 based on the movie, but
Her innocent, honorable family was killed.
She is the
They
kid
put
who
emphasis
is
on
kid,
that.
her family is killed in
Innocent
front of
family.
her by the female children kidnapper Crim, who stares
Although,
at her out in the open, doesn't kill her, and lets her live.
I will say,
Um,
dumb thing. Garrett pointed this out to me. they said like her innocent family.
Unhonorable family, yes.
They say innocent, honorable family, but like her dad is making and selling swords, which isn't inherently a bad thing, but like it is made for killing. So like,
common sense sword control.
Are they? Well, I'm just saying.
I just think well regulated has some pretty specific.
I think if we destroy all the swords and then no one ever makes any more swords, we're not gonna have any more sword attacks.
Okay. So we have Ruthie. I'm trying to get through these character introductions here. Is killed by our villain of this movie, Krim of the Yellow Hills. He leads the Brigands, which are space pirates. They're Ravengers.
They're Ravengers.
And involved in that, we have Kara. This is also allegedly, in the same way that allegedly Frank Castle's the Punisher. Kara is allegedly Supergirl.
Only she wears
a blondie t-shirt, a trench coat, jeans, and boots the entire movie. So you wouldn't know that just from the first hour and 30 minutes of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But allegedly, this is supposed to be the character of Supergirl. I call her Kara my entire video because she's not Supergirl. She's Kara the entire... In the same way, Punisher was Frank Castle, the whole Punisher special presentation. And he's like, I'm thinking I'm Punisher again.
He had a dirty hoodie on the inside.
So, we have Kara. Kara, in case you'll forget, the worst part of Superman, which is saying something. Kara has a dog.
A very shitty dog.
That is CGI and horribly trained.
Yep.
And it's James Gunn's dog, actually, right? Because he decided to photo scan his dog as the CGI dog.
Instead of like a big, cool, tough lab.
So those are our 4 key characters. Now, if you watch the marketing, you'll go, that's not true. There's 2 more key characters because they're in 60% of the trailers. There's Jason Momoa, who plays Jason Momoa. And I'll tell you, Jason Momoa is pretty good as playing Jason Momoa.
He's a great
Supergirl.
Jason Momoa.
I don't know that I would have cast... Would you have cast anyone else to play Jason Momoa than Jason Momoa?
There's an argument for Jason Statham, but I think Jason Momoa is the better choice.
I think you can make an argument Batista could have pulled off Jason Momoa.
I think he could have pulled it off. You got to do the wig then, though, and he's more of like a makeup prosthetic guy than a wig guy.
You got to think, Jason Momoa doesn't really have anything going for him, movie-wise. He's got Fast X Part 2, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. And he's got...
Yeah.
Allegedly, that movie's coming out, by the way. It's the only Fast and Furious movie I've seen is Fast X Part 1. But that's Jason. And then he had Aquaman, which was a $1 billion franchise. By the way, that's the highest grossing like superhero movie over the last other than Spider-Man is like Aquaman 2 or something like that.
That's so funny. That Aquaman is a $1 billion franchise.
It was like China, dude. China loved the movie. It did like 400 million in China. Yeah. Anyway, so that was all. So I think Jason Momoa was pretty good. So he was Lobo. Everyone told me Lobo is a massive draw and he's gonna do for whatever. Like there were people who genuinely bought into this idea that Lobo was gonna sell tickets to this movie. I know you didn't realize you said it, but you mentioned it in passing during one of our trailer reactions. You're like, people will show up for Lobo, and I'm like, who?
Yeah. I literally the first time I heard about Lobo was Jason Momoa saying he wanted to be in it.
The first time I heard about Lobo was for this in relation to this movie.
After that,
Jason Momoa was cast as Lobo. I never heard
of
Lobo.
After that, I like kind of assumed Lobo was like a bigger thing than he is. So I was like, there's probably fans, but like,
I just assumed he wasn't because I'd never heard of Lobo.
Dude, I'd rather Condiment King. Like,
and I understand. Oh, I'm a casual. Yes, I am well aware, but that kind of proves my point. I know generally about superheroes, and I had no idea who Lobo was before hearing Jason Momoa was cast as Lobo, and everyone was like, "This is awesome." That's who I always wanted to see Jason Momoa as. I wanted to always see Jason Momoa as Jason Momoa. So now the DCU has Jason Momoa playing Jason Momoa. It has Frank Grillo as Frank Grillo. Do you think we can get John Bernthal as John Bernthal?
I don't know. He's kind of busy.
It's going to be a risk with the Marvel.
He's playing John Bernthal on a lot of other stuff.
He is playing John Bernthal on Spider-Man, and he's John Bernthal on the Odyssey. And he's on Broadway playing John Bernthal, so...
Yeah, and I'm sure he has more unannounced John Bernthal projects.
Yeah, so he is kind of booked. That's going to be a hard one.
And he's already, like, John Bernthal on the day-to-day, so I don't...
Okay, what about Walton Goggins as Walton Goggins? I feel like that one could happen.
They could secure that. And Walton Goggins is really good.
I hear he's the
He
only
might
good part
be-
of Fallout these days.
He might be the best Walton Goggins there is.
I have a cat named after one of his characters, so. Boyd Crowder. Boyd Crowder was played by Boyd Crowder, also known as Walton Goggins, who was played by Walton Goggins.
Okay, I was trying to remember. I was like,
Do you remember when Walton Goggins played Walton Goggins in Ant-Man and the Wasp?
he was in that movie?
Yes, he
Oh
was.
my God, he was in that
I know
movie.
nobody remembers Ant-Man and the Wasp.
He was in that movie. That's
Literally
crazy.
nobody. I don't even think most people know that movie came out because it came out in between Infinity War and Endgame, so no one remembers it. Hilariously, all I remember is
Dude,
that Ghost, and she got
it
a
had
lot
Ghost.
hotter between Ant-Man and the Wasp and Thunderbolts. Because she was not that hot in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and she's pretty hot in Thunder.
Well, you know, so...
But then again, I literally haven't watched Ant-Man and the Wasp since Ant-Man and the Wasp came out.
nothing,
So
nothing to sneeze at.
But yeah, so we have that. So you're like, he's a major character. Lobo's not a major character. He's got about 10 minutes of screen time. He's relatively inconsequential until the end.
Also, a large amount of his screen time is him just like walking up and being like,
He does. There is a moment, I think it was the only moment I laughed in the theater, was when he completely spoke for the audience and says, all of you have been completely useless.
yeah,
I was like, yeah!
preach, brother, preach.
If there was no one in my theater, I genuinely would have done a standing ovation. But there were some people who were really enjoying themselves.
I had a
in my
little
theater.
Shia LaBeouf.
Opening weekend, by the way, 6 people in my theater. Now, all
Yeah, there were
6
two
seem
other
to be thoroughly enjoying themselves, but
I've never
yeah.
seen a more
And then you would also
depressed
be like-
couple come out of the theater next to us.
You would also be like, Superman's a major character. He's in a lot of trailers. He's not. He's in like 2 scenes, and most of them is just people going, Superman's silly, am I right?
Yep.
Which you would have
It's
known from the marketing where they were like, he sees the good
Superman's
in everyone. I see the truth. Now piss on him. Truth, justice, whatever. Truth, justice, whatever. Piss on him, Crypto. Nice suit,
Yep.
dummy. Why you have your underwear on the outside? Huh. What are you going to do?
Dumb
Put the
idiot.
X-Men in yellow spandex? That would look ridiculous.
How about black leather?
We're not going to call them the Fantastic Four. That'd be crazy. That's a ridiculous name. It's like, we're still doing this somehow. Somehow we're still doing this. What are you going to do? Put the X-Men in? Does yellow jumpsuits look better? That was a line in a 1999 movie. We're still going, this guy's got his underwear on the outside.
Dude, I feel
You know what?
swear
You know what
it's
no
getting
one
worse.
does?
I swear it's getting worse.
It's gone back. It's gone
Because
back. You know what?
dude, I
you know
swear
what
in,
no one
in
does?
10 years, we're gonna have, oh, what do you want? Some guy with some powers to go around saving people?
You know what
All right,
no one
dumbass.
ever does? No one goes, isn't it kind of ridiculous that this guy dresses up like a bat? That's objectively
No!
ridiculous.
He's badass!
That's where let's look at it from an objective standpoint. This guy dresses up as a bat and goes
It's
up and
insane.
beats people up at night. That's objectively ridiculous. You know why no one goes, oh, what? Look at him. Look how stupid he is. He's got ears.
It's the
because
freaking
they
bat!
take it seriously.
Yup.
Now there's a moment where a character goes, huh, dressed as a bat, huh? And then they laugh it off, and then they don't
And then they
go.
get
They don't go.
beat up.
Isn't that a little ridiculous?
Yeah. You
They
can
take
have
it-
a
you
really
take it seriously.
you can have a really silly concept, but as long as in the universe that silly concept isn't silly,
Dude,
and that's
this
just how
guy
the universe
grabbed
is,
a mob
it's
boss.
fine.
The mob boss said, "What are you?" He goes, "I'm Batman." That is objectively ridiculous. You know what?
And the guy didn't go,
Boss,
huh, that's a silly name.
yeah,
He went, ah!
yeah. He got his ass kicked, and then he got chained to a light.
This guy's crazy, help me!
Yeah. So
Yeah,
like, that's the perfect example of like, isn't it a little ridiculous that he dresses up as a bat? No one says that because no one thinks that because no one ever did that. Now there was what? There was the nipple suit, and there were moments.
Yeah, that's stupid, but like
There were
when you make a
moments.
nipple suit, people are
But
gonna be
no
like,
one-
all right, why is there a
And
nipple suit?
I think we can. This is one thing because we're gonna get to Christopher Nolan later. One thing you absolutely have to credit him for. I think he was kind of the moment where superhero movies really did start taking themselves seriously with Batman Begins. X-Men, you got to give credit to X-Men. Some of those early Punisher movies as well. Obviously, Raimi Spider-Man, but like Batman Begins was a movie about a character who's always kind of been kind of silly. Like even the
Yeah.
Keaton movies, there were still moments where they made him a little silly. But you
There was
had
some
you had
zany,
what?
silly
You had the Clooney movie, right? that is so bad that I don't know if it's true, but I know we had a teacher who told us this, that George Clooney, if you tell him you went and watched the movie in theater, will pay you money out of his own pocket to refund you. I don't know if that's a true story, but I would love it if it is. But like, so that happened. But then Batman Begins takes itself so seriously. You have Liam Neeson telling a guy like, "Oh, we're the League of Shadows," and no one goes, "And that name a little crazy?" No, they go, "Oh, League of Shadows, this is crazy."
Shadows, oh.
Yeah, you take it seriously and no one will know. Well, they might notice, but they won't like laugh at it. You're not gaining any fans by going, anyone who goes, "Superman wearing his underwear on the outside of his suit's kind of stupid," isn't going to be a fan anyway.
So what, this Sauron guy just really likes that ring?
Yeah. Oh, it's a giant eyeball.
Stupid.
The eye of Sauron, little on the nose, don't you think? That's the other example, right? Is the eye of Sauron in the movie.
So those human guys that got the rings are just like evil now? That seems kind of dumb.
Yeah, it's like those are the easiest ones to do. Like, I think Eye of Sauron and Batman Begins are like two of the perfect examples in Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings and Nolan's Batman of like, this is something that's objectively kind of is a bit silly and ridiculous if you try to look at it that way. But they take it seriously, and no one has gone that way since. No one has tried to do a goofy, silly Batman movie since Nolan did it.
No.
Because that's not what Batman is. And everyone's kind of accepted that. That and the Arkham games. I got to replay the Arkham. It's been
They're
a
so
whole,
good.
like,
They're
it's been
so
a whole
good.
like it's been a whole like 4 months. So I'm pretty due.
It's been 12 days since I last played
but yeah, so we do that a lot in Supergirl. There's a moment where Ruthie is like, "Wait, so he's only 5 years older than you and he's Superman. So and you're Supergirl?" The reason there's a rights thing, but also it's like cuz she's a girl. It's what? This isn't something. Why are we trying to make this a thing? So, whatever. Just take yourself seriously. Don't have her go.
Also,
well, I don't really like the name Supergirl. It's a bit demeaning. No, go. Yeah, I'm Supergirl.
Yeah, I'm proud to be Supergirl. This brings up another thing. In James Gunn's Superman, they have Supergirl be 7 years younger than Superman.
Yeah, she's 23.
She's 23. Birthday. But they also, so she's younger, but they also still want her to have knowledge of Krypton. And none of them sat down and thought about how the fuck that would work if Krypton blew up when Clark was a baby. So they were like, okay, so they just take. Oh, so let me do a little analogy for you.
What if we take part of Krypton and move it over there?
Over there. So imagine Earth is about to explode.
Did the Fantastic Four.
Imagine Earth is about to explode, and the mayor of New York just goes, Mayor Kingpin just goes, well, let's just like make a let's just make a force field, and then float out into space, and then by my estimations, between 15 and 19 years, they just chill out on this small city in space with no access.
She said it was, what, 9 years before she was born? She gave a year. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't amount of years before she was born, and she's like 14 when she gets sent away, so.
Well, it would be like 6 years.
It would have to be 7 years before she was born. No, it would have to be 7 years before she was born. Because
okay, so that makes it
Superman is launched as Krypton's exploding.
Yeah.
So he's 30. He's 30 by the time Superman starts. She's 23, so it has to be 7 years between those two events.
Okay, so
we can do math.
It's
21
okay,
years. That's how long it's been separated. 21
this
years.
city is floating in space for 22 to 26 years. Somewhere in that range. It's floating in space for 22 to 26 years with no access to food, no access to water, no way to have gravity or a sun. So all of the things that you need to be alive, it has none of those, and it's chilling in space for 15 years. And then only after, 22 to 26 years. Over 20 years. And then only after over 20 years, Krypton that is broken up in the small portion of ground underneath the city that also isn't in a force field, but that's another thing. people start to get krypton poisoning, but not everybody.
Kryptonite.
Kryptonite poisoning, sorry. Not everybody, just some people randomly super, super incredibly slowly.
And so our solution is we make one spaceship for one girl who happens to not be infected by it.
Yeah. Instead of sending everyone. Or just digging down and breaking off the kryptonite.
No, it's like Rocky and Project Hail Mary. They don't know how radiation works.
If we can just take the city and move it over there, why don't we just do that again?
Do you remember in Fantastic Four when Galactus was coming and they were like, let's teleport the Earth.
Let's just teleport somewhere else.
That was the good Marvel movie last year, by the way. That was the great Marvel movie last year. Is what people will tell you. It was fantastic.
That was the best Marvel movie by a significant margin. And the main plot was like, okay, let's teleport the whole planet.
Galactus is coming to eat Earth. Let's teleport it to a different galaxy. Anyway, yeah, they didn't. So we have run into this issue. So now we said this at the time, but I didn't think it was the plan all along. I just thought they would be too insane not to do this decision. Was that the whole Jor-El, Laura, rape, genocide people was going to be retconned. I didn't think it was the plan. I thought the plan the whole time was James Gunn thought he was a genius when he wrote this hilarious joke about harem, secret harem, right? He thought it was the greatest joke ever. So I didn't think it was the plan. I thought he would retcon it because it was such a horrible decision. There were people who were like, "No, you're just falling for it, Chud. It'll get retcon, Chud. You're just falling for it, Chud." Even though James Gunn 17 times in the movie's like, "We checked with the wizard who never lies, and he said it was real."
He's sticking to his guns.
And then after the movie was like, "I don't know why people still think it was fake. In my movie, I had them say they met the wizard who never lies, and he told them the truth.
I had the good guys, bad guys, and a neutral party tell you it was real. So I don't know how you could
create other problems of Kara's parents were like, you need to be good to people who are less fortunate than you. Anyway, we're gonna send you to the planet where for all I know, my brother sent his son to rape and murder everybody. We're gonna send you there because you need to be good to everybody. So go there."
Yeah. And Kara's mom says like, "Oh, that's him, right?" And her dad's like, "Yep, that's Clark." And she's like, "Yeah, the sweet, nice little baby boy who your brother sent to be a conqueror." And it's like, first of all, several things. Conqueror thing is dumb. 2, you can't really be a sweet, nice baby. You're just a baby.
You also can't really be a sweet, nice, dictating rapist.
Yeah, like...
And sweet, innocent Genghis Khan.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, but he's such a sweet baby." He's just a baby. You can't really be like a super kind or super evil baby. Like if you look at baby Hitler, he probably wasn't in there like
baby Genghis Khan.
Baby Gaga. He was a baby. Like he was a baby.
Genghis Khan.
Yeah, baby Genghis Khan wasn't like, "I'm gonna take over everything.
I'm gonna have so much sex.
Every person on half of Earth will be descended from me."
Look, it's the sweet innocent baby.
But he's a sweet. It's like my innocent, honorable family. The sweet innocent baby who has morals as a baby. Like, shut up. That's stupid. It's not. It doesn't make sense.
Goo Goo Gaga Hitler salute.
Dude, was Hitler evil as a baby? That's impossible.
I'm saying I can't believe you just said Goo Goo Gaga and did a salute.
Believe it, baby. This is what Supergirl drives you to. It's stupid and it sucks.
Oh, what the heck?
What part of the movie are we even on?
Hold on, my entire browser just crashed.
Oh yeah, you froze big time.
Hold on, my entire browser just crashed because I was trying to pull up a picture of Genghis Khan. He's still conquering to this
Yes, he has so many descendants he can't even be pulled up.
day.
I
will no longer try to pull up.
Whoa! Double mic, double mic, double mic.
I will no longer try to pull up a Genghis Khan picture. Jake kind of into something here. Corbin getting... Jake, that might have been your funniest joke since Orgy Beast.
Oh.
Speaking of which, I did show Jake this earlier, but we do have this. Jon Snow's a Targaryen, right?
Yeah.
Was that like supposed to be a secret? Or like a bigger... I'm one chapter in and I figured that out already.
How did you figure that out?
Because he finds... They're like, there's 5 wolves, one for each of the Stark children. And then Jon Snow's like, here's a white-haired wolf that has distinctly colored eyes. This one's mine. I had the other context because of knowing about the Targaryens, and I
guess I'd never even thought about that.
I think I knew about. I think I had known that he's like a Targaryen. I think I'd probably. Is that real or is that like a theory?
No, it's real.
Okay, I think I had known that, but like, so if I didn't have those 2 pieces of information, I probably wouldn't have immediately have pieced it together. But I'm reading it, and he's like, "Here's the gray Stark children wolves. There's one for each of all the children. There's like." Here's an albino, and that might not even have been Martin's plan when he wrote it. I think because the symbolism was it's not like it's as subtle as a sledgehammer to the pinky toe. It's like there's this one albino that was pushed out from its family, and it's different. I just found it funny because I think I wouldn't have told you that off the top of my head, but I kind of remembered that being a thing, and it's just like so he finds the one with the distinctly different colored hair and distinctly colored eyes.
I hadn't thought of it that way because I was always like, oh, it's just obviously the wolf version of John. It's different from the others because it's a bastard, not because it's Targaryen. No,
to me, it's just funny that it was like, to me, it's so, knowing that already, it's so obvious. I'm just like, oh, so he's a Targaryen. Because I have read 1 chapter.
Yeah, you won't know that for like a long time.
Is it in any of the books, or is that something not in the books?
I believe.
Has he gotten to that part?
I think it's in the books. I don't know.
Anyway, sorry, that was just a complete side tangent. Yes, so basically the whole Supergirl Krypton flashbacks are so stupid. Every flashback becomes stupid because it's all supposed to be big character moments, and it all gets completely undercut by the end of the movie.
Yep.
So... we have our characters. The inciting incident of this movie, Krim. He kills her innocent and honorable family, leaves her alive and unkidnapped. Alive and unspoiled, in the words of Saruman. So, he does that. So Kara, it's her birthday. She likes to get drunk, girl. Yes, slay. Yes. Yes, queen. She's so messy, and that's how girls are. So she goes and gets drunk because it's so relatable.
Do the people who made this movie hate women and think women are just like dumb
I'm
and
guessing
suck?
I don't want to say this as fact and conjecture, but if I had to guess, I would say the writer of this movie is a single woman with no husband and no children.
I mean, probably.
I can fact check that right now, actually.
But, I don't know if you know this, but, like, women are pretty cool. And they do cool stuff, and they aren't just dumb, annoying bitches like in this movie.
Anna Negueria. Let's see if she has a husband. Anna Negueria. Does she not have a husband? She does have a husband. Good for her. And she has a child, so I really don't know why she wrote this movie. My bad, Anna Negueria. I'm sorry to insult you. It's just the way you write women is just like quite shocking.
Every woman portrayed in this movie just like is really annoying.
Look, let's face it. It's a movie that's supposed to appeal to single white women who live in California who have no plan on having children or a spouse.
And just want to be messy and party for their entire life.
Yes, the whole point of this movie is should be exactly not change. And the only thing they didn't do that I'm kind of shocked they didn't do is they didn't have her be a slut and then go like it's okay because sexual freedom or whatever. That's about the only box they didn't tick with the whole like she's the trashy, awful, annoying person.
Yeah. But that's keeping it so it's.
Did you get the makeup ad before the movie?
Yeah.
The movie where they specifically have the main character
Zero
not wear makeup.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird choice.
Me and you have kind of been on like the lone train of this, of like Millie Alcock is not ugly.
No.
A lot of people have like jumped on the like Millie Alcock's ugly train. Like I don't think she's a perfect 10 out of 10.
Quite attractive. But in the movie, it like
they shoot her to be ugly.
They shoot her like trying to make her look less attractive.
Which is very confusing.
Which like
straight white males, this movie's not for you. Why aren't straight white males going to see this movie?
Yeah. But it's also like you wouldn't want to do this to a guy either. Like what
do you mean? Thor Love and Thunder, they specifically made Chris Hemsworth fat. They didn't have his abs on full display and have him be naked.
Yeah.
That movie's good.
Like in every superhero movie for
you get the shirtless dude.
A long time, you get the shirtless dude shot because they bust their ass to get super jacked to play a superhero.
Yeah, because just because they do steroids doesn't mean they don't have to work hard in the gym. That's a common misconception.
Exactly. And then
you gotta work hard even with steroids.
And then everyone watching the movie is gonna go, damn, so-and-so, Chris Pratt's huge in this, so-and-so's huge in this. Like,
I've been rewatching Parks and Rec, by the way. It's always so funny.
It's funny because you're like,
Chris Pratt. And one of my favorite jokes in that movie. One of my favorite jokes in that movie is when he comes back jacked after filming Guardians, and Ben Wyatt, who Adam Scott, he goes like, "How'd you get so in shape?" And he just goes, "Yeah, I just quit drinking beer." This guy goes, "And you got that?" And he's like, "Yeah, 50 pounds. Quit drinking beer." It's one of my favorite jokes in that because you know what he actually did, but
yeah. But it's like in a movie where a character's appearance like matters, you want to make them look good.
Yeah, even on the red carpet when she's saying stupid stuff, right? She's saying stupid stuff, but like her personality is very like bubbly. It's very much what you would want from Supergirl. Yeah. So it's weird that it's like because everyone's going like, oh, she's miscast, she's not good at acting, she's ugly, and I'm like, I think she's actually kind of attractive, and I think she's actually doing a great job of acting. I just think that it was like they were like, act like the worst person you can think of.
Yeah, it's like Wanda in Multiverse of Madness. She acts well, but the script is like, "Hey, be a dumb, evil
it's like Benedict
idiot.
Cumberbatch in Multiverse of Madness. It's like
every person in Multiverse of Madness.
The chick who plays America Chavez in Multiverse of Madness, and it's like the guy who's it's like the backrooms
it's like
guy.
Wong in Multiverse of Madness.
It's like the backrooms guy in Multiverse of Madness.
It's like Patrick Stewart in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. It's like Anson Mount
John
in Multiverse of
Krasinski
Madness.
in Multiverse of Madness.
It's like Kaylee Atwell in Multiverse of Madness as well.
Yeah.
The only one who was like not that great of an actor was the Captain Marvel chick, but I don't know that she was. I don't know that they kind of just wrote her the same as all Captain Marvels. So
she spoke like twice.
Point is, it's like pretty much anyone in Multiverse
of
Madness.
Character as yeah.
Anyway, yes. So we have Krim, after he kills a family, Ruthie, she goes to this bar where Kara's getting drunk, and she's like, "Hey, you can have this sword if you kill Krim. 700 to several thousand pound."
Well, yeah, okay. It's dumber than that. She walks in and goes, "Hey, if someone helps me, a weak 13-year-old girl, get this guy, you can have this super extremely expensive sword that all of you want and could easily take from me."
Gigantic guy. Super generous, 600 pounds.
Realistic,
most likely, tons.
2,000 pounds.
Walks up, steals sword from her, goes out, hops on a rhino. It's not a rhino, but that's the best way to describe it.
He hops on a space rhino.
Supergirl looks at Crypto. Crypto's like, "Let's help her." Supergirl's like, "No, because I'm a selfish chud, and I don't have my superpowers here."
Yeah.
So she walks out. "Hey, 2,000-pound creature, give me the kid's sword back." I like that she's doing something selfless. That's kind of nice. You could argue this is just a suicide mission because she doesn't have her superpowers and this thing is gigantic, so she probably just wants to kill herself. That's the story that made sense. That is the reasonable conclusion based off everything. She says, "I am normal here. I don't have my powers." She's a drunk 23-year-old woman. She's depressed. She probably wants to kill herself. That's probably what's happening here. Grabs the tusk of this rhino, flips around, kicks it 10 feet in the air. This 2,000-pound creature, 10 feet in the air. Drunk 23-year-old girl, no superpowers. Thing crushes her ribs, turns her ribs into mist. Justin Gaethje, round 2, Ilya Taporia missed ribs.
Yep.
Similar to Justin Gaethje, somehow she survives.
Somehow.
No superpowers, drunk 23-year-old girl, red sun. Made very clear to tell us all these things. Defeats Thing in fight. Defeats 2,000-pound warrior guy in fight while drunk. 23-year-old woman, no superpowers. Red Sun.
With her dog, who also has no superpowers.
Have I mentioned no superpowers? Because they mentioned it. Gets the sword back. Ruthie. Oh, help me. Drunk 23-year-old woman. Drunk 23-year-old woman. No. Let me go to sleep. Goes to sleep. Ruthie. Most importantly during the scene, Ruthie's like, Krim has to still be on the planet. There's no way he could super easily get off the planet. He most likely has to be here because her dad launched a magnet bomb to the ship and killed him, but I guess he hates his children and himself because he didn't just do that immediately. You know, he said, let the guy come in and kill my family, then I'll blow up the ship. So I guess her dad is either A, pro-child bride and he didn't want to kill Krim because he wants to keep child brides going, or B, hates his children and himself. But anyway, no way he could easily get off the planet according to Ruthie. He's got to still be here, obviously. So, Kara, she's drunk. Ruthie comes back. You got to help me. Kara's like, no. And then she pees, and it's hilarious. Because she falls asleep.
She also, so Kara passes out drunk, and when she wakes up, she has sunglasses half on her head. When the fuck would she have put sunglasses on while she was passed out drunk?
Who cares? Irrelevant. The whole movie's
because she looks unruly. But why would she have them?
Whole movie sucks. We don't gotta go to we don't even gotta go to the continuity issues. That's like problem number 37 down the list.
I know it's like bottom of the list of like priority of problems, but it is dumb. And
how about we get a theme supported by a character journey, and then we can talk about continuity?
Caleb, dude, we've talked about this. You don't have to support your theme with character stuff or actions in the movie. You just have to say it out loud.
Ruthie's like, hey, help me, and Kara's like, no. And then they go outside. And then at that exact moment, Krim shows up. Decides not to kill anybody, even though he's shown to ruthlessly murder everybody he sees. Grabs some cereal.
He goes,
stands in the doorway.
Should I kill that guy's daughter? No.
Stands in the doorway, eats cereal. Because he eats cereal, Crypto spots him and runs at him. No powers, Crypto. Krim, ruthless murderer who kills things that attack him, pulls out a dart gun. Shoots the dog with poison. This poison is used to paralyze grown humanoid creatures. Tiny dog, no superpowers. Gets shot with thing, has the same effect on the dog as the human. And then Krim flies away. Well, this is a problem. Kara now has to chase him down to heal the dog, which thankfully, for whatever reason, Krim carries the antidote on him. Why didn't he just shoot Crypto with a laser gun? No idea. But here's the problem. Ruthie said there's no easy way to get off the planet. So Jake, what would you do if you were trapped on this? But would you go to like an interplanetary bus station? Because that's what Kara does. So apparently Krim could have just got on a bus the whole time.
You know what they also could have done? Hey Clark, can you come help me?
How would they have called him?
Oh, I guess he took her ship with the thing on it. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm sure she could have grabbed somebody else's thing.
Let's not be unreasonable, buddy.
And given Clark a ring somehow.
Jake, the movie's called Supergirl, not Superman. Dummy.
But also, my question is, why doesn't she just find a ship and take Crypto to a yellow sun and heal?
Okay. Well, if they move him around too much, he'll die faster. That's the line that was said.
So if they lay him on something and
that
carry
includes
it around,
moving him around. That is the only writing. That is the only accounting for why they can't just take Crypto to a yellow sun. My most reasonable interpretation is that the sun has to work different. The sun stuff is horrible, and we'll get into that at the end of the movie. The sun stuff is terrible. So my only reasonable explanation is that it works differently on the dogs. So now, in any future movie, they have to back that point up because that's the only reasonable reason. It works differently
on the dogs, but the yellow sun gives him powers and makes him strong. The red sun makes him weak.
That is the only interpretation that makes this not insane. Is that it has to work differently on the dog. That's the only possible outcome.
But you also can't interpret that from what they give you.
No, I think that's the only thing you can interpret.
But you also can't because the red sun makes him weak and the yellow sun makes him strong.
How do we know it wasn't something Superman gave him that made him have superpowers on it? How do we know it wasn't the cape?
Because at the end of the movie, when they go to the yellow sun, he's like, oh, he's flying happy.
Maybe it's
and when they're on the red sun, he's not.
Maybe it's a coincidence. I'm telling you, this is the only way I can interpret that he can't.
Anytime they're on a red sun planet, including Krypton, he's
I'm
weak.
aware.
He's weak,
I'm
normal
aware.
dog.
Hey,
Anytime they're on yellow sun, he starts flying.
I'm aware. I'm saying, based on the context this movie gives me, that has to be a coincidence. In order for what happens in this movie.
Can't be.
But it can. That's the only. They haven't technically ruled it until they explicitly say Crypto gets those powers the same way. It can always technically be a coincidence.
Okay, tell me this: if you said it, say it's something Superman gives him specifically, right? He's flying.
I was being facetious. But
I know you are, but we see him flying before he sees Superman at the end of the movie. So
let's be real. The most reasonable interpretation is that this is a horribly underthought problem. The only explanation that works for the movie is that the sun works differently.
Yeah.
That's the point I'm making here.
I refuse to believe. So it's just the movie.
Well, we'll get into the sun because the sun has its own thing. So Supergirl, now that her dog has been shot, she'll help this girl. It's a coincidence. She had no interest in helping the girl, despite what the movie tries to tell you later.
She only cares.
So she gets on a bus. Jake, at this moment, what's her plan?
To go chase the guy and get.
Yes, how? What's her plan though to actually find him? She has 3 days to find him. She gets on a bus. What's her plan?
She's taking the bus.
How's she gonna find him?
She's gonna go take the bus, and then she'll go find him.
So the point is, she has no plan because the only way she finds out where Krim is the bus she's on happens to get attacked by pirates who are only armed with one spider robot that tases people. They don't have a sword or a gun or a blaster or a knife or anything.
They have little teleporters.
They don't have a weapon. So then they do a fight. Whoa. It's like there's security on these buses, by the way. For anyone who's like, Krim couldn't have got on security. Ruthie brings a sword on the bus. So there's a big fight. Ruthie snooks onto the bus. This is important. Ruthie has to come with. Kara tells her no, stay behind. Ruthie comes anyway. This is important.
This is the first of two times that she will
for a big character moment later
on.
in the movie. That's supposed to be a whole character theme moment that doesn't make any sense. So we have that moment, and then there's a big fight. Whoa! Kara kidnaps the space pirates. They go to a gas station. Kara scoops poop out of a thing, eats it, says this tastes like shit. That's a pretty good one.
And says
that's a good one. Is that not hilarious? Get it? Because
it's super funny.
It is shit.
It is shit.
Get it?
When she eats the shit, she says it tastes like shit.
It's so good.
This is peak writing.
Super Peak is back. Peak CU is back.
Also,
the gun do not jam.
Mind you, when she gets off that bus, she like gets ejected out, and they do the Star-Lord freezes in space scene, and then she gets hit by the yellow sun, and she's super strong. But it's literally like when you say this isn't a James Gunn movie. Even if James Gunn didn't touch this movie for a single second, which he definitely did, then every person working on it was sitting like, okay, so somebody flies out of space and they freeze, and then so
we have to have a circular camera motion fight with a camera focused on a character who can't do anything. We need opening credit montage with a pop song. Lots of pop songs everywhere.
Music video.
Non-diegetic movie. Non-diegetic music all over the place.
×
horrible cinematography.
Somebody's flying
like
fisheye.
We have big fight. Kara now can fly so fast that she can fly between solar systems in less than a day. There are 3 days. She has 3 days from leaving. She has 72 hours.
Yeah.
Flight between solar systems takes less than a day.
Well, she also took the bus.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Flight between solar systems. Bus, no bus.
Yeah.
Takes less than a day. I'm not saying it's unreasonable. I'm not saying it's unreasonable.
But Earth doesn't know about any aliens, though.
I'm just saying it's not unreasonable. This just has to continue going forward in future DCU projects. We just gotta keep it consistent. I'm just explaining things. Earth
hardly believes in aliens, but they're just right.
Hey, I'm just explaining stuff that surely aren't going to cause future problems for consistency's sake.
No.
Like the fact that she can fly so fast in between planets that it takes less than a day for her to get between solar systems. That's totally not an important point later.
So and that Krim is already there, so he's even faster.
They fly to Super Child Bride Planet. Kara gets in a bar fight, and Lobo's there, and
she arm wrestles a guy.
Yeah, she arm wrestles a guy. It's pretty badass. And she goes, "It's gonna be real badly for you guys." And then they shoot at her, and then it's a big fight. And there's a pop music, and they focus the camera on Ruthie as the camera kind of spins in a circle around her. Never seen that in a movie before, except for Superman and Guardians Volume 3, and pretty much anything else that James Gunn's ever made.
A little bit of Volume 2.
Yeah, a little bit with Groot. So there's that, and then there's this one couple, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna be cool to you or whatever, and you can have a meeting with the brigands or whatever."
Dude, this was so funny. It was like the second it showed the shot of the husband talking to the other person, I was like, oh, so this is a trap. They're getting betrayed.
Yeah, so then it turns out, oh my gosh, they tried to poison her. And this is the moment where we learn, because she's on a yellow sun, she's fine.
It took so long for them to actually betray her.
Yeah,
and Supergirl, like 2 or 3 times was like, hey, this is like taking a long time. Are you
She has
gonna
X-ray
betray
vision
me?
and super hearing, by the way.
Yeah. And they're like, we're just waiting, and she doesn't get suspicious.
There's
She's
a big
so
fight.
stupid.
There's a big fight. And Krim is going to go kill this child. And Ruthie is going to kill Krim. So let's go. What are Kara's 3 main goals here? I'll ask you this because I said it in my video. What are her 3 main goals in order, if you can, during this fight?
Get the antidote from Krim.
Yeah, that's the most important one.
I guess, like, save the little bride girls.
Yep, that's number 3. Number 2 is she wants to keep Ruthie from doing revenge. Because she says that about 35 times by this point in the movie. So her 3 goals in order, based on everything we know about her character, is get the antidote. Number 2 is prevent Ruthie from doing revenge. Number 3 is save as many of the child brides as she can. So we have a moment here.
It's so arbitrary.
Hold on. We have a moment here. Krim is about to kill this child bride. Ruthie is about to kill Krim. Kara's flying in. She has 3 goals she wants to accomplish. Hold on. 3 goals. There's 3 goals she wants to accomplish. What's the move that would accomplish all 3 goals while she's flying in at this moment?
To tackle Krim.
Okay. So that would that would accomplish because
Here,
could get the antidote.
I'll run them through. So she would get the antidote.
Okay, yeah.
She would stop Ruthie from killing him because she would be tackling him away from Ruthie. And then she would be saving the girls because he wouldn't be able to go murder them in like one scene.
And she has super speed with her flight, so she can easily pull it.
Yeah. So she could do it like
so
literally
she obviously tackles Ruthie out into a building, into a car, argues with Ruthie. In the meantime, Krim chases the girl down, kills the girl and her parents while Kara watches, teleports up into a ship, and flies away.
Yeah. That's exactly,
No, this is a good character mistake flaw. No, it's not. It's literally just stupid writing that they didn't account for anything.
Like, I didn't even, when she was flying up, I didn't even consider the possibility that she would tackle Ruthie, and I was like, what's the rest of the movie going to be? Because they're just about to win. And then they just didn't.
You can't do it's a mistake that she made if literally every goal she has is accomplished by one decision. That's the obvious decision.
Yeah.
She has 3 goals. She literally has 3 goals at this moment in the movie. 3 goals. 3 glasses. And all 3 get accomplished with 1 move. And she does the only other move she could have done. Heck, if she there's 3 choices she can make. One choice accomplishes 3 goals. One choice accomplishes 2 goals. And another choice technically delays 1 goal from being accomplished. Right? If she tackles Krim, all 3 are accomplished. If she does nothing, 2 of the goals are accomplished, but Ruthie does revenge. If she tackles Ruthie, the only thing that happens is that Ruthie might get revenge later.
It's only the second act, dumbass.
Yeah, so then we get our second act low. You had a point you wanted to make first. I don't know if you remember. Sorry.
I have 2 quick ones back to back. In the movie, they say that Krim has the strength of 1,000 men. And Ruthie is a 13-year-old girl, so I would estimate she has the strength of maybe half a man. So Krim has the strength of 2,000 Ruthies, which is a lot more. That's like, say Ruthie could lift 100 pounds, he could lift 200,000 pounds, which is a lot more. But she is somehow going to kill him. With
That's
the
what the Warriors for.
with the super special real adult sword that wasn't made to fit a 13-year-old girl.
That's what the Warrior's for.
What warrior?
That's why she got Kara, because Kara is gonna hold him captive and she's gonna kill him.
How is she going to damage him?
Which one?
How is Ruthie going to damage
She's gonna cut his head off.
I fear he simply has to be too durable for that, for everything we've seen
You'd
in the
think
movie
that.
to make any sense. He catches a tank falling from the sky with one arm
See,
casually,
you'd think that.
looks at his buddy and is like, huh, that's pretty
See,
cool,
here's the
and
good
then
news,
throws
though.
it.
Here's the good news, though, because we know, like Superman, Supergirl's not just going to go around mindlessly killing villains. So at least to this point, we don't have a thing of like she could just easily laser vision him, accomplish all of her goals, because she's not just going to. Because I mean, this whole thing.
Well,
she's
she
right,
doesn't kill people.
She's talking about how revenge isn't the correct answer, right? So the good news is at no point do we have any reason to be like, oh, she could just easily kill him right now with her superpowers that allow her to easily kill Krim, especially. So that's good, right? That's
Also,
good. We don't have anything like that.
Another thing, if at the start Ruthie had just been like, I have to get justice for my family so that they can rest in peace and that
innocent
their
and
souls
honorable
can
family.
rest in peace. If she had gone, I have to get justice for my innocent and honorable family so that their souls can rest in peace, then it would have been, all right, I'll help you kill him. But since it's revenge, which is the same outcome but a slightly different motive, it's bad.
So anyway, Kara then goes up to space and yells. This, I'm sure, was praised by the 7 fans of this movie. It's like
she goes
an
up and
awesome moment.
screams, and in theory, in a vacuum, this could be a cool thing, but it wasn't. And then a tear comes out of her eye, and in the vacuum of space, it doesn't freeze.
Yeah, cool. So she flies back down, grabs one random alien, and says, "Where's Krim?" This obviously doesn't work, because how would this one alien know where Krim is? So he, of course, tells her where Krim is immediately, which is kind of lucky. That's the second time this has happened in the movie. And then she gets on a ship to go there. She tells Ruthie to stay behind. Notably, this is a planet that is a male-dominated society that sells young girls into child brideness, and she says, "No, Ruthie, stay behind, please." Interesting. We'll get there. We'll get to why that's so interesting. And we're actually pretty close to it. She flies this planet and she jumps down out of the ship. I don't know why she didn't just fly there. She's literally on a yellow sun planet and she can clearly fly fast enough to get there. Whatever. Ruthie, though, followed her there. But anyway, she gets out. She jumps out. And it's the yellow sun planet, so she's good. Oh, no! It's a green sun planet, too.
It's got 2 suns.
And green is bad. You see, they do at least tie in the Lanterns theme of green is silly and bad, so it hurts people.
Yeah, so when
So
the green
let's point
when
this
the
out.
green
Krim goes from having no idea why Kara's alive from the poison to like 7 minutes later knowing everything there is to know about Kryptonians.
and having kryptonite.
Yeah.
When the
so
only
that leads
kryptonite
me
was
to
on
a
the planet
million
that
questions.
exploded before even the people that lived on the planet that are affected by kryptonite knew it existed.
I think we can finally talk about the sun stuff. So if you knew, okay, yeah, go real quick, and then I'll.
Actually, you go first.
Okay, if you knew all of there is to know about Kryptonians, especially how the sun affects them, right? And you wanted to kill a Kryptonian, why would you set up your trap on a yellow sun planet, a red sun planet, a green sun planet, a red green sun planet, a yellow red sun planet, or a yellow green sun planet?
I would go a green sun planet.
I would go red sun, red green sun, and then if you're desperate, yellow green. If there's no other planets available. The point is, you probably want to avoid a yellow sun at all costs because that's the only one where you can't easily kill her. Red sun, no powers, easy kill. Green sun, she literally just dies on her own. Red green sun, no powers and dies on her own.
On a yellow green, there's a super easy workaround that Garrett pointed out to me. If they just fly their ship continually following where the green sun is, they can't lose.
Yeah. Or you could just go to a green sun planet to start with. That
Or
doesn't
you
have
could-
a yellow sun.
Or
could
you
stay
could
on
just
the red
park
sun
under the
planet.
yellow sun. Or you could
Or
just
you
park
could-
under the yellow sun and stay under the yellow sun the whole time.
Yeah, or you go to any other planet that has a red sun or a green sun and no yellow sun.
The green sun also literally doesn't affect the movie
It's in the
at all.
comics, Chud. It's in the comics, Chud.
The green sun literally doesn't affect the movie.
It's in the comics, Chud.
They stop and go, oh boy, I don't have my powers anymore. This is going to be a real problem and it's going to affect everything. And then it's like, oh, the green sun's gone and the yellow sun healed me and I'm back
Hey, yellow sun, bro. Hey, it's in the comics, bro. Hey, Chud, it's in the comics. Because that automatically means it's okay and good because it's in the comics.
My thing was, when the green sun first came up, I looked at Garrett and I was like, so this planet has like a kryptonite moon and that's affecting her and it's only affecting her now? And then it pops up the thing that's like solar category, yellow and green. I was like,
So
oh.
Kara's dead, but thankfully Ruthie drags her to a cave. Doesn't drag her fully out of the light, just drags her to the mouth of the cave.
When she's flying to this planet,
yeah,
I
didn't
can
see the green sun.
Well,
They had
no,
a bag
'cause
on her head.
they put a bag over her head. She doesn't, when she's on the planet, she doesn't see or feel anything?
No, she does. Remember, she falls down.
Yeah, once it's like putting
Okay,
her,
Chud, it's in the comics, Chud.
once it's like knocking her out. But
It's in the
before
comics,
that,
Chud. It's in the comics, Chud. Anyway, here we get the big theme. I have the exact quote because I found this quote so funny. This is the big character payoff quote moment.
Mhm.
So Ruthie brought her suit because she thought it had superpowers, and Kara goes, "It's just a dumb suit." Okay, it's just dumb suit, Ruthie. Let's see. Let's find the quote here because it's so funny to me. All right. You aren't always nice, but so this is the big character payoff for Kara's character journey. Ruthie says to Kara, "You aren't always nice, but you're kind. You're not always perfect, but you're good. So thank you for taking me with you." All three lines of this are just wrong, and it's kind of funny. She's not been nice or kind in any way to Ruthie. That Ruthie would know. She tried to save the child brides. That's about the only good thing she did. She's not perfect, but she's good. She did technically try to get the sword back for Ruthie, but as we established, that had to have been a suicide plan. There's no way she thought that was going to work.
She was trying to kill herself.
The funniest one to me is "thank you for taking me with you," because there's been 3 moments where she had the option to take Ruthie with. 2 of them she said stay behind, one of which was on a planet that sells little girls into child brideness. So she clearly wants Ruthie to die.
Not die, be a child sex slave.
Or die.
Or die. Or both.
Just whatever she doesn't want her to come with. She had to sneak onto 2 ships to leave 2 of the 3 planets.
Yeah.
The only-
66.6667% of the time, she
only
doesn't
one
bring
she-
you with her.
And the only one she brought her with her to was the most dangerous one for her to be at, the child bride planet. So it literally just seems like Kara wants Ruthie to die or be a child bride. That's the only reasonable explanation.
That's literally the only.
It's so funny.
That's all you can draw out of it.
That is the funniest line in the movie to me because this was the big character payoff moment. And it's like, you are so stupid. So anyway, Ruthie goes to get some water and then gets captured, and Lobo's also there, and Lobo does some talking, and then Trim's like, "Ruthie, you gotta tell me where your Kryptonian is," and then Ruthie spits on him. One guy in my theater was like, "Yeah," when Ruthie spit in him, and I was like, and then
It's like, don't do that to Taserface.
the next scene,
He's been through a lot.
and then I think we get some flashbacks, and
It's
Kara,
like Clark being
then-
like,
it's
"Hey,
literally- this
the
is how the
suit's
scene goes.
colorful, so people know you're gay."
Yeah, this is how the scene goes. Kara, we're the good guys, and then that's the end of the scene.
And then she wakes up and she's like, "Huh, I should be a good guy now."
and then we cut back, and Ruthie's crying, and she's like, "I'll give you anything you want."
Yeah, this is like 20 seconds. It's like, "No, screw you," and then 20 seconds later, like,
gigantic
"I'll tell you anything."
grown man walks in with some handcuffs and a chain, puts it on Ruthie, who has no superpowers. She jumps. I rewatched this. Jumps, spins the guy. The guy spins around. Jumps, spins the guy. So she spins him, wraps the chain around his neck, and is able to choke him out. until he slams his head into a spike. Or doesn't. I don't know.
No. She just chokes him out. I assumed the poison tip spikes were going to affect something, or she and Lobo had formulated a plan where she was just going to push him.
It's just a 13-year-old girl choking out a grown dude.
Lobo would grab the guy and kill him. It's literally a 13-year-old girl choking out a 250-pound man. And not only does she do that, she, like, slams him against the side of the cell with her immense strength.
Leverage upper body. That's not how it works. Let's not be ridiculous here.
Because he's standing with a solid base with a girl,
he's not
100 pound, actually like a 72-pound girl on top of him. This guy
he's not some random chud either. He's a warrior. He's a pirate.
He's like 6'3", 6'4", probably 300 or 400
and
pounds.
And he's a pirate. He's trained.
Huge.
It's not just some guy.
He should literally kill her by slamming her against the side of the cage once, and every bone in her body would shatter, and she would die instantly.
This isn't Joe Chud at the bar who's like 7 beers in. This is who would still probably kill Ruthie in that moment because it's just a size difference. It's a grown warrior guy just getting physically overpowered by a child.
Literally, the only line about the guy you get is another guy being like,
Get up,
worse. Big guy.
This is worse.
It makes sure to tell you that he's a big-ass dude.
This is worse than Child Leia running away from grown men.
This is worse.
It's a worse written moment. Because
they could have bad knees and bad hips.
At least they get stuck by a branch once.
Yeah, it's a branch they could push out of the way, but there's a branch.
But at least. And maybe they just got a knee replacement.
They could have just gotten a double knee replacement the week before.
There is literally nothing I can think of other than Ruthie has to have superpowers that makes this possible.
You could have even made it be like the sword gives her a little bit of superpowers or something.
It's nothing. There's nothing. It's just a child. It's just a 13-year-old overpowering a grown man. Physically. Not like sneaks up and does something like pokes him in the eye and kicks him in the balls.
Yeah, not like Arya in Game of Thrones, where it's like she's a sneaky assassin, stabs him. Physically overpowering in a brute force strength matchup.
Spoilers, by the way, dude. Come on, only one chapter. All right,
it's been out for like a billion.
The book's 30 years old. Spoilers, dude. Come on.
Hey, I won't spoil the book ending for you.
Hey, don't spoil the Odyssey. All right, it's been a while since I read it. I don't remember it. So yeah,
dude, it's only been 2,000 years. I was getting to it.
So then Ruthie grabs her sword, goes up to the deck of the ship where they're having the Arkham Origins fight deck scene. That's the only way I can explain. They're just having a fight on the deck of this ship, Arkham Origins style.
We're the bad guys.
And Ruthie's plan, I guess, is to just run in and stab Krim, but he just immediately chains her up. And he grabs her sword.
He just turns around and sees her.
He lines it up on her neck, and he does 2 practice swings. And Jake, I don't have this on my soundboard, but you know what he does? He starts monologuing. And Ruthie's like, "Kill me quickly!" And he's like, "Oh yeah, Chud." And then and then Supergirl's there, and she's like, "Yeah, I put the costume on for some reason." And then there's a big fight, and then he has kryptonite arrows that she gets shot with. Now we'll get into something in a second here. We'll get into something in a second. And so he has her. He's got the sword on her neck, and he's about to kill her. Jake, you know what he does?
He starts monologuing.
And then Lobo takes him out and throws him down to the child and is like, if a kid wants revenge. Kara then, we see a very explicit image of the kryptonite.
Lobo.
We see a very explicit image of the kryptonite poisoning her red blood cells.
Yes, it's crystallizing her blood.
This is important.
And killing her. Also, Lobo throws Krim down at the 13-year-old girl. He has just effectively murdered Ruthie.
Yeah.
Like, by proxy, he has just murdered her.
In fairness, based on all he knows, she has to have super strength.
Also, she's below Krim on the rope, so he could just cut the rope and she would fall and die.
We can't blame Jason Momoa for this. She has to have super strength based on the only thing he knows about Ruthie.
He can only assume that she has superpowers.
Yeah, she has to. There's literally no other explanation.
Literally, it's impossible that
We
she
also
doesn't.
have a moment that extremely disappointed me. Jason Momoa says later dits. I thought he said later tits, and I was like, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
He didn't though, so I was kind of like, oh, I thought we were doing some sexism in my. I thought we were doing some misogyny in my feminist movie, but we're not.
In my
so.
Supergirl movie.
Jake, do you remember in this little movie that came out in 2025 called Superman? When
I remember it, yeah.
A guy by the name of Element Man, not Metamorpho until the end of the movie, but Element Man, has an arm that he turns into kryptonite, and he holds it near Superman, near him.
Yes.
And Superman got veins, and he got kryptonite poisoning from it being near him.
And he couldn't stand.
He could barely stand it. It took him at least overnight to recover, and he still probably wasn't full strength based on what we know from the movie.
And mere seconds ago, a green sun had another super person laying on the ground, unable to move.
Yeah, so that happened, right? In this little movie called Superman.
Yeah. Little indie film.
Yeah. So if we literally see, now I might be jumping the shark here. If we literally are shown a shot of kryptonite poisoning her bloodstream,
I'm assuming this is a hypothetical.
with the veins that match the kryptonite poisoning from this little Superman movie that came out in 2025.
Yes.
Would the common assumption not be she has kryptonite poisoning and it's going to take her a little bit to recover because that's what happened with Clark?
What's causing it? Was it like a projectile?
Direct injection of kryptonite into the bloodstream.
So she's been. Oh,
not
so
because remember Superman. In this little movie, Superman
was just close
had it
to
held
it.
near him. Now it was a much larger thing, but it was just near him, and he got the vein lines.
So she has been injected.
She is literally injected by multiple crystals.
4 kryptonite arrows
that we see specifically wrapped around her red blood cells. Yeah.
See it corrupt her red blood cells.
So do you think she'd be able to stand up and fight to a horrible cover of a song?
Well, I don't know what else she would do. Would she pass out?
Yeah, so she immediately recovers. I guess the explanation for this is she goes into the water and then comes up and the water
she recovers before that.
Magnifies the yeah, but I'm saying full recovery. Because even Superman fought for a little bit with the poison.
He was down like
No, because remember, he was held to it and then he broke out of the cage after he got some sun. Yeah. Right? And then he did the whole fight. Now he was struggling in the fight, but he was kind of struggling in all the fights, so who knows. And then But then after that fight, he was cooked.
Yeah. But he also was able to heal. She wasn't.
Well, no, she was already in this. She's standing in the sun.
Yeah.
Point being is they just ignore the kryptonite like poisoning as a plot point. Jason Momoa kills people. Kara fights people.
She takes a knee for a second.
Ruthie does more super strength requiring stuff.
Yep.
I don't know why Kara doesn't just use her super speed to go save Ruthie real quick, but I guess, again, she probably just wants Ruthie to die. We end up on the ground. Ruthie's surrounded by these brigands on motorcycles. This is why everyone was like, it's like Mad Max. It's literally this one scene. And then Kara abandons Ruthie in the middle of this. I just called her Ruthie. Ruthie in the middle. It abandons Ruthie in the middle of this circle of giant murder pirates. So again, clearly wants Ruthie to die.
Only explanation.
And then flies back a cover of the middle play. Like the talent of the person singing the song, they can sing. Okay? I don't blame them because I saw they posted on Instagram and they were like, "Hey, people keep telling me to kill myself." That's probably Gun Bros in fairness. I would almost guarantee it. They're like, "You ruined this peak with your horrible voice." So, I don't think the talent in the singing is bad. It's that song should not be there, and they shouldn't have done it. If they even would have just played the original song, it still would have sucked, but it would have been better. Yeah. But they wanted a girl singing it because it's the Supergirl movie, and the lyrics are, it's going to be fine. Little girl, you're in the middle. It's as on the nose as when Matt Damon starts singing hot stuff in The Martian. But that was funny.
That was funny.
This is stupid. Yeah. There's a big beat drop, too, when she kicks a guy. She also doesn't fly. She just lets Ruthie almost die a million times. Ruthie has no survival instincts and just stands still as tanks explode around her. And Kara they knock Krim over, whatever. So obviously we've done this whole and then Ruthie, she's gonna kill him, and Kara goes, "Hey, revenge is bad," which she said. Now this is probably the 10th time she said this in the movie. And now Kara has complained. Now before, Kara was just like, she was drunk, she was depressed, she wasn't really a good person. So before it was almost like, pot calling the kettle black type thing. But now she's accepted she's the good guy. She put on the Supergirl suit. She has embraced. She remembered what her parents. Right? It's not as good, but it's Spider-Man, right? He remembered with great power comes great responsibility, so he becomes Spider. Now that she remembered her mom saying be a good person, and Superman said we're the good guys. She put the suit on and she did the Supergirl thing. Now she's being selfless. So after Ruthie leaves, and remember, revenge is bad. That's the most obvious thing they're trying to push. She grabs a sword, says, "This is for revenge," and stabs the guy and kills him.
Yeah. And gets her revenge.
Yeah. So to me, the theme is that revenge is bad unless you're 10 years older and it's your dog that's poisoned, not your family that's been killed.
Revenge is bad if you're 13 or under. Revenge is good if you're 20 or over. There's a gray area in the middle where it's like revenge is okay.
Okay, so now what's the best defense for this? I haven't read this comment, but there's a comment on my video. So, I'm nobody, same here. We're nobodies.
Yep.
That has a relevance to your point. But I disagree with your conclusion that the ending was incorrect. You're trying to make her into female Superman character, but she's not. The whole point to me was that despite all of the opportunities for growth, she still ended up deciding to kill that guy. Really memorable villains when someone even defending a movie says that guy. But yeah, anyway, her real character was revealed in her line about Clark seeing the good while she sees the truth. Oh, trust me, I'm well aware of that line. She can prevent the young girl from becoming dark, but she knows that dude needs to die. It was heartbreaking to me to see her come to that conclusion when she did, flying in the colors we've come to associate with that overgrown Boy Scout. Holy crap. But it has, but it as a premeditated killing to prevent more suffering. She didn't do it before because she hadn't really decided she was beyond saving. So that is addressing the point that now that she's decided she's going to kill Krim, why didn't she just laser his face off at the start of the movie? Because now if it's like the whole point is I was going to kill him the whole time. Bzz, oh, face melt. Movie over. Or fly, guts, punch out. Movie over. You see, you can't have Superman or Supergirl be like, yeah, I'll just kill this guy. Because that's not. You can't. You can't do that with a character. It's the problem with Homelander.
This is the problem with Homelander. Revenge is bad, and then they do revenge.
Billy. Let's go scorched earth, Billy, and then doesn't kill anybody ever. Yeah. When he just has the power to kill everybody ever.
This is like if in Superman it was like
kindness is the new punk rock, and it's counterculture, and then everyone is kind.
Yeah, it's
the whole
like
movie.
That.
Anyway. So so she's not a female Superman character. She's technically different, but she's still a derivative character. She's supposed to be a superhero, though.
This version is more different than the comics. The comics, from what I know, she's essentially morally just Superman.
You can
for the majority of her comics.
You can do the character makes a choice that enforces the theme because the choice they choose is antithetical to the theme. I can't really think of a good representation of this. There's
but in the inside of the universe, it has to be like they have to be making a mistake in a way.
I can't think of a good example of this, but I know it exists. Of like, okay, the theme is that revenge is bad. Kara does revenge on Krim, because she believes that's the best way to do it, but because of that, her dog dies. You can't have both. You can't have revenge and the dog gets saved.
Yeah.
Right? The hard choice is she has to accept that Krim is only going to go to jail. He doesn't have to die. He's not going to die, you know?
Yeah.
And that's because but that's the good choice. That's how you save the soul from revenge or whatever.
If this was also Kara was like, I'm already too far gone, even though she's not. She's never been through anything in her whole life. I'm already too far gone.
Blew up.
I mean,
yeah. Watch your parents die slowly. That's pretty rough.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, 10 years ago.
She was 14 though. She's not young. It's like Clark, where he's so young you didn't know it happened.
Okay, fair. That was a incorrect statement. Anyway, what I was saying, you can have the, like, she is taking the burden of revenge. She thinks she's too far gone, so she wants to save this person who she sees as, like, a younger version of herself, who's like herself before she became all nihilistic and stuff. You can have the, like, she wants to take the bad stuff so that she doesn't have to and that she can be better. But then you can't also have Supergirl in the same movie at the end be like, actually, I'm going to be a super good guy.
Yeah, you remember when Karen was like, hey, Matt, let me shoot Bullseye for you? You remember that, though? Like, do you remember that? Because that's basically, like, this is like, hey, don't do revenge, Ruthie. I'll do it for you. Like, that's not is that not the same thing? Because she literally says, this is for Ruthie's family and kills him. So she's just doing the revenge for Ruthie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So revenge isn't bad. You just have to be old enough to choose to do revenge.
Yeah. Like I said, the only way it works, she has to be taking on the burden and acknowledging that it's bad that she's doing.
Yeah, and
like she has to acknowledge she has to acknowledge that what she's doing is wrong and bad, just that she's too far gone. That this is where she's at. That's what Supergirl has to acknowledge for this to work in a character way.
If your dad looks at you and says, you shouldn't drink, drinking's bad, and then 45 seconds,
beats the shit out of you.
45 seconds later, cracks open 6 beers and starts yelling at the TV, blackout drunk, saying slurs. Does that enforce that he believes that drinking is wrong and you shouldn't do it to you? Or does that make you go, okay, well, he said that, but then he just immediately started drinking, and he's having a good time because I agree with what he's saying about that referee.
Yeah, that referee
that's what happened.
Is a piece of shit.
Because Carr goes, you shouldn't do revenge. Revenge is bad. And Ruthie's like, okay, you're right. And then turns around as Carr's like, revenge! And stabs Krim. And she's like, oh, okay, so it is fine.
Yeah.
You just have to pretend like it's not fine for the young.
What if Ruthie at any point in her life is like, what happened to that Krim guy? And
Ruthie's like 5 feet away. It's not like it's a secret.
I'm saying, say she never knows. Say at some point in her life, she's like, what happened to that Krim guy? And some random criminal who maybe used to work around Krim or whatever would be like, oh, he got killed by that, like, Supergirl chick. And she'd go,
and this
what the fuck?
Work. This doesn't work when her whole character arc is remembering what she's... Right? Now, as lazy as the... I hate it because there's no character growth, really, of, like, you remember something you were told when you were younger, and because you remembered it, that your character arc is complete, right? It's not unheard of. It happens a lot in superhero movies. Spider-Man is the most obvious example, right? Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility, but then he does a choice that isn't correct, right? He chooses not to use his power responsibly. Uncle Ben dies, therefore he chooses great power.
That also works better because he doesn't get preached that his whole life. It's like, you know, as or right before Uncle Ben dies, so he kind of doesn't
by the way,
think about that because he's focused on Uncle Ben being.
I do want to address something. We give a lot of crap to the Amazing Spider-Man for their horrible version of that. The MCU is not innocent with this. The first movie he's in, Civil War, I totally forgot this happened. He goes, when you have the things, when you have the abilities that I have, that's when the bad stuff happens.
Yeah,
if it happened because of you. It's like, dude, just say the lie. Like, I totally forgot that line was in Civil War. It's literally just them not wanting to say with great power comes great responsibility. It's
when you can do the things that I can and you don't, and that's then the bad things happen. They happen because of you.
It's like, dude. Or that's a more clever way to say that would be, when you have great power, you have to use it responsibly.
Or if you're gonna subvert it, the only thing that really subverted it well was no R, which was just with no power comes no responsibility.
So. Again, I just want to point that out because we are really harsh on the Amazing Spider-Man. You have a moral obligation to do those things. Which is a horrible line. But I love Homecoming. Homecoming's built off Spider-Man. I about said Spider-Man Civil War. Captain America Civil War, which has that line in it. So the same thing. Same thing applies to that. But anyway, when the whole arc is she remembers she's supposed to be good, tells Ruthie in order to be good you shouldn't do revenge, and then does revenge, it doesn't work. If she was wearing the super... Now, what this guy commented, if she's wearing the Supergirl suit the whole movie... Now, by the way, I think it's a horrible thing to do for your Supergirl movie. If she's wearing the suit for the whole movie and then accepts that Krim needs to die, she comes to this realization, so she takes the suit off because that's what the good guys wear and she needs to kill him, which isn't what the good person would do, which is what she's told Ruthie. Then that's the theme then that's her going against this theme. Also, if it's technically the morally wrong decision that she's preached the whole movie, there has to be a moral consequence for it. Her dog has to die if she takes revenge on him. This needs to be a choice between she can take revenge or save the dog, not take revenge and save the dog.
Or
in my
Ruthie sees it and is like, "You're not who I thought you were," and leaves.
Yeah, no, what happens is she accepts she's a good person. She puts on the good guy suit. She kills the bad guy after telling Ruthie she can't kill the bad guy. She gets back in time to save her dog and gets to stay friends with Ruthie, who still respects her. And that's the end of the movie.
Yep.
Second DCU movie. We're so peeking back. Good news is the box office has done incredible. Let's take a look at it. So this came out.
Does he?
When did this come out? When did this come out? 3 weeks ago. This is week 3.
Yep, this is week 3.
Okay, so we have 100 million.
That's a big number.
What is? I guess it's kind of a hard question. What's the worst superhero movie you can think of, or superhero adjacent movie? Not like the worst written, like just think about it. Worst one that you'd think did horrible at the box office.
The first two that spring to mind are Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, that doesn't count. That doesn't. Doctor Strange. No, not worst written. I'm saying like you would think of
Thor: Dark World. I can't imagine Thor: Dark World did very good.
Yeah, but that's height of the MCU still. You see, I'm asking like when the movie was announced, you knew it was a horrible idea from the time it was announced, and then the movie came out and it was awful.
The Ezra Miller Flash movie.
I actually have no idea how that. I have a few options pulled up here that I will also go to, but let me pull up Ezra Miller Flash. Let me pull this up real quick. The one that came first to my mind. Well, how about we start with the one that's been getting compared to the most? The Marvels.
Oh yeah.
3 weeks in, 103 million. It's not going to break 200 million, which is pretty impressive. The Marvels did 200 million worldwide by the end of its run. Now, technically, the movie's run isn't over, so it could still leg out 100. It could still leg out double of its current worldwide box office over the next week or two.
Do you know?
How about?
What
I'll do you one better.
Was
it's like 75% from last weekend.
So
how about what about a Jared Leto movie?
Oh god.
What about Morbius?
No
That
way.
did 162 million.
It might make less than Morbius.
I think this is
that's not even adjusted for inflation.
I think this is a good time to address another comment in my video. It's not a great film, but not a catastrophe by any metric. Yes, the script is not good, but this film with this cast could have been great. I'm looking forward to Clayface, Lanterns, and Man tomorrow, and I hope they're good. I will give it 5 years, just like I did with the DCEU. It's the same so many middle-aged men went in hoping it was going to be bad. I suppose at least someone is happy about it. So I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Yeah, I'm sure DC's super happy that they're losing like $200 million.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but it's not a catastrophe by any metric except for the fact that they, in their own words, have said $300 million to break even, which, by the way, isn't true. It's like $500 million at being generous to break even. It ain't gonna reach $100 million. So they're not even gonna based on their own fake number, they're gonna lose like $200 million. So they're probably losing $300 million on this thing, minimum. Let's see. What about Ezra Miller's Flash? I'll pull this up for you since that's the first one you said.
I honestly don't know what the box office was for that.
I don't either.
I know it wasn't like dominant, but I feel like it could be higher than this.
It is. It's way higher. 271.
Holy shit.
What's another one? I'll say another one. I thought Black Adam. Black Adam did pretty well. Considering it was like a horrible movie the whole time. Everyone knew it was a horrible movie.
Shazam 2.
Is this Dr. Fate cheese, do we think?
Yeah, it's Dr. Fate
Had to be I think Dr. Fate gets you 100 million because that scene was pretty cool.
Yeah, but it still beats Supergirl by...
All right, let's see. Shazam Fury of the Gods. Oh, it's going to be close.
Oh, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight.
I don't think it can make 34 million.
Do you think Supergirl's going to make almost $3 million off Blu-ray, though? I would expect
several million. I would expect several trillion off of Blu-ray.
Well, yeah, you got to think about video sales.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
Holy shit, man.
77% weekend drop off. 80%. It's a holiday weekend. Hey, how about an indie movie that costs very little money? By the way, 400 million? Are you kidding me?
Under $1 million budget.
Yeah, that's absurd. What is this? This has it at $1 million production budget. So that's absurd.
Yeah.
But again, this has unreal legs. I will say this is like Top Gun Maverick level legs. It made it back to number one. It made it back to number one, June 18th, which was 35 days after its release.
Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah, Supergirl didn't open to number one at the box office. Here, it actually opened at number two because of
Toy Story.
Toy Story. Yeah, Toy Story. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken,
Minions. Minions is probably already ahead of it.
I'm guessing this made more money on a weekend. I'm pretty sure it lost out to Young Washington. I believe during the July 3rd weekend. Let's look. July 3rd, it did. Let's go!
How did it?
That's a W for America, baby. That's a W. Young Washington, let's go. That's
Dude,
George.
Obsession is still 6th. That's so
People
impressive.
wanted to know more about George Washington than Carter. Let's go.
I contemplated
have you
leaving
watched
my
Young
theater
Washington?
not yet. No, have you?
I watched it. It's all right. It's kind of weird though. It's like, okay, I really struggle to say. I really struggle to find a good way to explain it. Imagine you were following Aragorn. And you know Aragorn goes on to do all of this amazing stuff, and they made a movie focusing on the 50th most interesting thing he's ever done. You'd be like, this is pretty good.
It's like
But
so
it's
like
kind
they do like a procedural Aragorn hunting orcs as a ranger.
Young Washington is an incredible episode 1 to the 10-part HBO Washington series. That's the best way I can describe this show. Or this movie, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, that...
Like, it's not bad, but I left it feeling weird, because I'm like, I feel like you could have told the same story, but you made the whole movie about him crossing the Delaware.
I mean, George Washington is pretty cool.
Like, this movie's pretty cool, and it tells a cool story, Young Washington.
Yeah.
And I
Like, there's
like
a lot
it
of cool
because I like it because I like George Washington. The cast is amazing, by the way. But to me, it's weird because I know more about history, and I'm like, this is like not even in the top 50 most fascinating things George Washington's ever done in his life.
Yeah.
So I like whenever I talk about this movie, it always sounds like I really hate it. I really liked it. I thought there's a good message in there. There's a romance plot that was like kind of weird and kind of goes nowhere that I would cut out. I think if they trim this movie up, it's an incredible 1-part miniseries. Like, it's incredible part 1 of a 10-episode show. It's just weird to me because it's like, I know there's so much more that you can talk about with Washington. And it's like, why is the I think if there was another quintessential Revolutionary War or George Washington movie out there, I'd be like, okay, this movie's great. But there's not. So I'm like,
It could have been that.
yeah. You know, it's not terrible. Like, I would recommend going to see the movie, especially if you're into history and into George Washington, especially. It's not like how Napoleon was, right? I think probably two of the people I'm most interested in history are Napoleon and George Washington, and I've been lucky enough to get a movie about each of them. One of them was awful. Napoleon sucked, and I think it was Ridley Scott who made it. I hate him for it. It was terrible. How do you make a movie about one of the most interesting war generals of all time and make it awful? It's literally a layup.
With Joaquin Phoenix too.
The dude got exiled to an island and just came back and reclaimed a country, just because he had just because everyone liked him, like all his soldiers respected him that much, and you made it lame. You made it like, what if he's a simp for Vanessa Kirby? And I'm like, this isn't a movie about me. It's a movie about Napoleon.
I have a twin.
Like, look, yeah, you can make some stuff about the romance. He's also arguably the greatest general mind of all time in a war mind of all time, and there were like 3 battles. I get he's probably not a great guy because he was a dictator, but if you're gonna make a biopic about the greatest war general of all time, maybe
Make it about war.
Maybe make it about him and not about Josephine. But young Washington, like, yeah, it's such a strange sensation to watch it because it's just like, you know that there's so much more about him and you're not getting it. So, but I would recommend it. I think it was very well done. Some of the battle scenes were very good. It's not a movie that any studio other than Angel Studios could make because they would make the movie all about Native Americans and slavery, which is just a fact. There's a little bit of it in the movie because it happened in real life, but they don't make, like, they're not sitting there trying to make a moral judgment about slavery. It's a movie about George Washington.
Yeah. No one's going, actually, slavery's really good.
Yeah. You know,
we all know it's bad.
Any other studio makes this movie, there would be a whole subplot about how evil George Washington is because of slaves. Which is like, yeah, not cool that he had slaves, but that's like point number 75 on things about George Washington.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so Angel Studios, they still haven't earned me back they haven't won me back after that whole Animal Farm catastrophe, but you know what? Yeah. Decent movie. And I enjoyed it. Really well acted. Andy Serkis should stick to acting. It has Ben Kingsley in it as well as also, Trevor Slattery.
Yeah, he's good. I don't know if he's good in the movie. He's a good actor.
Yeah. Trevor Slattery, famously in Wonder Man, and Wonder Man season 2 probably.
Yeah, nothing else.
But yeah, so Supergirl lost to Young Washington at the box office. Think of anything else. What do you like? Any other? Is there any other superhero movie that comes to your mind that you would think like in the more? What is? I don't know what Madam Web did.
Oh God, I don't know that anyone watched it.
Okay, so it's gonna beat Madam Web.
Holy shit!
It's gonna beat Madam Web.
Barely. How did Madam Web make $100 million?
Sydney Sweeney and Dakota Johnson.
Yeah, but like,
do you not remember the marketing of Dakota Johnson going, "You're gonna see it, and then you're gonna see it again"? They literally had Dakota Johnson, Sydney Sweeney, dirty talking people in the marketing. That was their only plan.
Yeah.
What did Wonder Woman 1984 do?
Oh, good lord.
I had to imagine it did pretty well, right? It's a sequel to a billion. Okay, that was worse than I thought. I thought it would be like 300.
I mean, she did rape a guy, so.
I thought it would be like 300. Wait, hold on. I just realized there are Blu-ray sales. I wonder, does it say 2 trillion for Superman?
If not, I don't, like, they must miss something. Why isn't Superman first? What the hell?
Okay, they just don't have it.
Oh, probably because it's not $1 billion.
There are just way too much.
It probably just doesn't fit.
It's just so much money that it made on VOD. So yeah, basically, you could disagree with my entire point about the movie sucking, and I say it's a catastrophe of epic proportions because the marketing was awful, the script was awful, the movie was awful, and the box office is awful. Regardless of now, you could technically say
it literally can't be worse than that.
You could technically say the marketing, script, and movie as a subjective point wasn't awful. I think it'd be hard to argue the marketing wasn't subjectively a catastrophe, but you could probably find an argument there.
I don't think you can, considering part of the marketing is telling a bunch of people.
The point is though, you can't argue with the fact that the box office is a catastrophe. You can't argue with 100 million being a catastrophe. That's a catastrophe.
Well, dude, if your break-even point's 300 million,
you still made.
So making $100 million is a bad thing, dumbass chud.
$100 million is a bad thing now, huh?
It's like, yeah, because they're only getting like 50 of that.
They're not getting any of it.
Well, I mean,
that probably goes back into some people. There's probably people with back end deals on it that are gonna get most of what they do break.
That's true.
So,
well, not that they do break, but that they get.
Yeah,
because they aren't breaking even.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, she said
that's
break bad, and I was like, all right.
That's all right.
In the movie, she was like, you don't have to break bad. It's like, shut the fuck up. Don't reference something of quality in this slop fest.
You remember how bad some CGI stuff looks? Because this right here is 20 years old as of yesterday.
Dude, it literally... I've watched that...
This is 20 years old as of yesterday. This doesn't look incredible, but 20 years old.
Yeah, the Kraken stuff isn't perfect, but like Davy Jones literally just looks incredible.
20 years old.
Like every time I watch it, I look for flaws on Davy Jones, and they just aren't there. And you can say some of the crew look a little funky because they put most of the work into Davy Jones because he's a more main character. But even like the worst of the crew don't look terrible. Like
Yeah. So again, let's 20 years old. Okay, 20 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. This was 20 years ago. This was a month ago. Right. A month ago, right? A month ago, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Squid, tentacle face guy.
There's emotion on his face.
Real human being.
And he doesn't look human, but there's emotion on his face. He's a fucking squid.
Yeah. Tentacle face. Photoreal. Joel from The Last of Us.
It's insane, man. It's insane.
I think this is actually from the Corridor video where they were like, no. Okay, I love Corridor Digital. They have a problem with not admitting when something's bad CGI.
Yeah.
It happens a lot. They blame everything other than CGI. They said She-Hulk looks good.
Yeah, it just does.
Yeah. So,
dude, my personal opinion, I would rather old
Son of an Onion
effects.
season 2 sometime later this year. I can't. Or season 3 sometime later this year. I can't.
We up.
Yeah.
I would much prefer Superman on wires that are painted out than the shit we get now. Like, I prefer Christopher Reeve Superman, the way that looks, because I can still be invested in the story. Even though, like, it looks a little silly, zany, whatever. I can still be invested in that, and I can see that it's real compared to, like, the fisheye in Superman and Supergirl. I just can't feel anything about that.
Hey, I have a question. Would you have been able to take Superman more seriously if he acted like this?
Well, I don't know if it's weirder.
Well,
It's equally weird.
it's actually weirder.
Well, I'm not dating myself, so.
Okay. Fine. If you flew into Pokalistani airspace and intercepted 3 missiles headed for the nation of Balya.
Yes.
And you did this without speaking to anyone in national or international defense organizations beforehand. Is that accurate?
Sorry, I thought this was going to be more of like an overall.
Okay, so would you be able to take Superman more seriously if he was like that, or if he was like, "He's off the record"? Which one?
See, literally all this does is prove the point that David Corn Sweat.
Oh no, that doesn't prove
Is
the point.
really
That's actually
good.
this video that proves the point that James Gunn actually just sucks at his job.
I'm trying.
Let's
to
watch
prove
this
it
whole
still,
video.
as opposed to I really know.
This might be very loud. Is this very loud?
Yeah.
Okay, I will turn it down 1 second. All right, let me turn
It's
it
also, the music is really loud, so you can't hear the audio unless it's loud.
I say that's what it is to be human. That feels like I'm trying to prove it still, as opposed to I really know it. I think there's a little bit. Is this not the moment where I go, I was wrong to feel that way?
That's exactly where the issue is, right? Because what he didn't tell you was it was wrong to feel that way. There are feelings and there are thoughts. Your feelings about feeling bad are okay. It's not wrong for you to feel that way. You should just, it's not right or wrong anything. None of it is right or wrong. All of it is
Lex shot a dude in front of him, by the way, but nothing's right or wrong.
is being vulnerable and being human, being a human being. And in this moment, for you to talk about how it's okay to be vulnerable, you have to be vulnerable, which means showing Lex that your feelings are hurt. In the point when you really shouldn't.
He was so dumb. He was like, okay, yeah, sure, James, whatever. Yeah, that's actually the proof of David Cornsweat knows what he's talking about. And then you have him being told he's wrong by the guy who didn't know Superman until he unlocked the dog first.
Mm-hmm.
One of them's like, isn't it better for the character if I walk in and that's what it is to be human, Lex? And James Gunn's like, no, you have to be a crybaby. That'll prove it. He's not, David Cornswet's like, if I come in yelling and crying, doesn't that almost come off as insecure that I don't believe I'm human? And James Gunn's like, no, because you're insecure about being human, that means you're human.
David Cornswet gets it.
Yep. Yeah, that's why he just goes, yeah, sure, and just walks off set. They released this, by the way. They thought this was like, oh yeah, James Gunn, he's good at his job.
He's walking back on
the scene in Superman was incredible. James Gunn brought out the best in David Cornswet.
It's him walking back on set to film the scene. But
this is hilarious because that guy was like, James Gunn did incredible. Yeah, he said he's walking back on set, but look how annoyed he is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Point when you really shouldn't.
He just gave up. He was like, okay, this guy has no idea what he's doing. This is funny. So he's like, James Gunn's a genius, and then this guy's like, David Cornswet's correct and James Gunn's wrong, and this guy's like, yep. So comics cuts, real genius here. So yeah. Point is, James Gunn has no idea how to do Superman, but we all knew that already.
Yeah, he said it. I couldn't crack Superman. I couldn't crack the guy who's just a really, really good chap until he had a dog.
Overgrown Boy Scout, as one commenter stated on my video, because we don't understand the difference between being a child.
I am so tired of the whole Superman's corny and Superman's lame because he's just really good. He's not like, guys, come on, please be... Guys, come on. No, I'm not. No, I'm not done. I'm not done. Shut up. I'm not done. I'm so tired of people being like, Superman just being like, guys, come on, be good. And he's lame. He's not like that. That's not who Superman is. He is stoic and uncompromising in his values. He is unrelenting in that being good is good, and he's not gonna. He's not cringe about it. He's just unyieldingly good.
You know who is like that?
God!
You know who is like that? Christopher Reeve's version of Clark Kent. The act he's putting on because it's the complete opposite of what Superman is, while still carrying the same morals.
Yep, he has the same morals, but he's a nerd. In James Gunn's Superman, he's Clark Kent when he's supposed to be Superman.
He's Superboy. He's 30-year-old baby boy.
Yeah, he's a 30-year-old.
That's what it means to be human, Lex. I get scared.
He's a 30-year-old who gets mad about what people say about him on the internet because James Gunn gets mad about what people say about him on the internet, and he's a self-insert for James Gunn. Anyway,
the Odyssey trailer got ratioed.
Yeah, that's cool.
Pretty horribly, in fact.
I want to go watch Christopher Reeve Superman.
The Odyssey trailer now sits at roughly 65,000 likes compared to more than 554,000 dislikes. The official Odyssey movie account on X limited replies on its latest promotional post. Only approved accounts could respond. The curated section of positive reactions visible, while 554,000 dislikes accumulated on YouTube. Yahoo! The film opens in 10 days. Universal left the code to comments open and closed the extra replies. The strategy is let the comment section be a spectacle while controlling what appears under the marketing post. July 17th is the answer to whether Nolan's audience shows up for the specific film or just his name. Do you think he'll have an audience?
I mean, it's Christopher Nolan doing the
now, before
Odyssey.
anyone says there's no dislikes. The actual extension only gives underestimations on dislikes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only more.
I think the marketing has turned off a lot of people who would have gone and seen it.
I didn't think it was going to be an issue. I didn't think Helen of Troy was going to be an issue. And then I saw this clip. This clip is bad. I got to find it, actually.
I think the first thing...
This clip is bad. Of Lupita Nyong'o. Have you seen this?
No.
She was asked what you would ask Homer.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I thought the casting was always awful. I was not going to pile on to her saying it's her fault. I don't do that. I understand if people do because obviously she knows the role. She has a fine arts degree. And when you say,
you can
when you say stuff like this, let me play this clip real quick and then we can.
I'd be like, so Homer, how do you feel about
So she's at so again, I'll give the context. She was asked, what would you ask Homer if you could speak to him?
You know, so I'd try to start
Anne
the
Hathaway,
conversation
lovely
with
as
Frank,
usual.
and then eventually be like, so do you think Penelope was good?
I'd be like, so Homer, how do you feel about the screen time given to these women, considering how little you spend with them? Okay.
And then do you lean forward and look at him like that?
Yes, like, remember us?
It's a story about Odysseus going from war back home. How many women do you think are gonna be between war and his house?
The sex goddess.
Just the sex goddess and Athena. What about the sirens? I'm dripping in sweat right now. I'm so
I tried, Lapita.
annoyed. It's 95 degrees in my house.
Lapita, I tried to not go. I tried to go. It's just bad casting. This is a horrible mistake by Nolan. I'm not going to take it against her.
Dude,
Are you stupid?
Listen, I hate saying media literate because it's a buzzword that dumb people use, but how are so many people who are at like the highest level of media who have, in this case, a fine arts degree, so media illiterate? What's the story about? If I'm watching Barbie and I'm like, okay, well, we could give Ken a little more screen time.
Let me read this.
That would be ridiculous.
She attended college in the United States, earning a bachelor's degree in film and theater studies from Hampshire College. She later began her career in Hollywood as a production assistant. She made her acting debut in the short film East River, turned to Kenya to star in television series. She then pursued her master's degree in acting from Yale School of Drama. Soon after her graduation, she had her first feature role. So she might not have a fine arts degree,
Yale?
but she went to Yale for acting, and she has a degree in film and theater studies.
She has a master's degree from Yale.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that sentence out loud.
From the Yale School of Drama. The Yale School of Drama.
Still Yale.
Yeah, no, I'm saying this is worse for her because the Odyssey is the most famous story of all time.
Yeah.
You got a degree, and you were like, hey, Homer, you think the women need more screen time?
Okay,
if you want to say that...
in the Supergirl movie, why didn't Lobo have more screen time? Let's get the guys in here. What's the deal? What the hell are you even talking about?
I wouldn't recommend saying that, period. I definitely wouldn't if you're already, and she knows she is. If you're already been the blunt of the most scrutinous of looks of your cast completely race swapped wrong poorly.
You're not Greek.
Yeah. You're not Turkish.
Yeah.
Helena Troy's not black is the easiest way to say this. Helena Troy's not real. Oh, if the BMW shows up at the War of the Rohirrim. Okay. All right. We don't have to do this. I can do this all day. Captain America. I can do this all day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fictional story. Yep. Uh-huh. So.
Yeah, does it make sense though?
It is a fictional story. Yep. So is Saving Private Ryan. But, there's a reason that there weren't aliens in Saving Private Ryan.
They didn't fly F-18s to save the day in Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah. Yeah. Top Gun Maverick's a fictional story. There's a reason.
Call in our orbital laser airstrike
there's a reason
to save Private Ryan.
What if Darth Vader showed up in Top Gun Maverick, right? It's a fictional story.
Like, what are you even talking about?
Yeah, so let's not do this. Let's not do that.
Let's not play this game.
Okay, now that you've done that, I will bring up other comments you said. She said representation is very important for Black Panther. Okay. What if T'Challa was white? What if Ryan Gosling was T'Challa in Black Panther? Would that be okay? I don't think so.
I agree that wouldn't be a good thing.
I don't think so. I don't think that'd be a good idea.
I think that would be a bad thing.
But clearly, I mean, that's representation according to her. As long as it's not her culture that's being right. And by the way, Wakanda's a fictional place. It's not a real place. Why can't T'Challa be played by Ryan Gosling? It's a fictional. It's not real. So yeah, that was a horrible thing to say. That was a really stupid thing to say. And then the trailer got ratioed because she's in the trailer. the dialogue's just awful. Matt, let's go!
Let's go!
Dude, come
Stop,
on. We didn't even
bro.
try. We could have just done 300. Zack Snyder. Oh, Snyder, bro. We could have just done 300 where they at least have the accent. If you're doing the quintessential adaptation of the Odyssey, it's kind of like what I said with the Washington movie, right? It'd be cool if it was just the Odyssey.
Christopher Nolan said it himself. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. It's Christopher Nolan doing the
I'll
Odyssey.
be there. I'll still be there.
This will never happen again.
I would relatively consider myself a Nolan, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I think Dark Knight Rises is terrible.
Caleb, have you seen The Prestige?
I need to watch The Prestige.
I would recommend it. I've
heard it's one of the greatest movies of all time.
I think 2 weeks ago, and it might be my new favorite movie. That shit's incredible.
But like, I'm such a Nolan bro. When I watch Tenet, I'm like, I'm the problem here. It's not the script.
It's like a toxic boyfriend. So.
Yes, I have to be the issue. There's no way the movie's as bad as it comes off. It's got to be me.
And then you watch Dark Knight Rises and you go, okay,
no,
maybe
Dark Knight
Dark Knight
Rises is Nolan, but Tenet's got to be on me. Interstellar, I got to have TikTok brain, right? That's the reason it's so boring at the start.
I have to be done. It has to make sense that the black hole leads to the bookshelf.
I never made it to space. The movie, I was an hour and 15 minutes. The movie was still on the farm. I gave up. That's on me. I'm not going to hold that against Christopher Nolan. All right, that's on me.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. There was a comment saying, when are you going to talk about real movies and stop talking about cape shit? When they stop making cape shit, I'll talk about real movies. I'm going to talk about what I'm interested in. It's my YouTube channel, and I don't get paid to do it, so I do what I want. By the way, to that guy. You could make a YouTube channel and talk about Le Fousse, the French independent film that's, I'm sure, amazing. I talked about A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. That wasn't cape shit.
No, that was armor shit.
Yeah, come on. Cool shit. So yeah.
Also,
I believe it's been revealed Elliot Page. Elliot Page is neither. He's not Achilles, or she. He.
They.
Elliot.
Elliot.
It's a he, right? So it's he now. So
Yes.
Elliot Page is not Achilles. Yeah. Elliot Page is not Elpenor. Elliot Page is someone else. I don't remember who.
Who?
I've read the Odyssey like 3 times and I don't remember. I need to reread the Odyssey before I watch this movie.
I always forget a lot of.
Dude,
things.
that's why I don't understand how Lupita Nyong'o, master's degree from Yale, doesn't know anything about this story. She said she'd never heard of she didn't know the Odyssey before this movie.
That's insane to me. You read it.
I had to read it 3 times.
Yeah.
I had to read it in 5th grade. I had to read it freshman year and my junior year. I had to read it like 3 times. I watched Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Like, I have such a hard time. I think the Odyssey's probably really badass and I'd probably love it. When I get told to read something in school, I can't get into it.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to.
I think it's insane, but I am also very glad I didn't have to read Lord of the Rings in school. I think it's insane we don't. I think it's absurd that that's not a requirement.
It's insane.
I'm kind of glad it wasn't. I
had to read The Hobbit. I had to read The Hobbit for school.
Yeah, but you were probably old enough that you'd already seen the movies and stuff like that. So you knew it was going to be awesome.
I was like 11.
Okay. Well,
I think so.
But you're still like, let's go, Aragorn.
I had seen the movie,
even though he's not in this. Aragorn.
He's not in it, but I was like,
yeah, you were like Legolas. I know they're not in it. I'm saying like you knew about Lord of the Rings though. You were like,
yeah,
you're like Helm's Deep. I'll read the book.
Yeah.
You know, so now for me, I didn't until so I'm kind of it's absurd. I think it's insane that no one's told to read like the quintessential fate. You're not told to read Narnia, but it's biblical, so they're not going to do that. Okay, that's fine. It's what? Narnia's not?
Oh no, Narnia is. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, I was like, what? What do you mean Narnia?
Narnia is just the Bible.
Oh, Jesus was crucified, but he's a lion.
Dude, I remember, I know I've talked about this on here before, but like one of the first times my brother and I watched Narnia, I was like, oh, this is just like in the Bible. And he was like, dude, no, it's not.
Yeah, and Tolkien was like, this is just the Bible, C.S. Lewis. C.S. Lewis was like, yeah, but it sold better in your crappy Lord Ring book, huh?
Yeah.
And Tolkien was like, shut up, C.S. Lewis.
Dear friend C.S. Lewis, your book fucking sucks, bro.
That's literally his letters. And C.S. Lewis was like, dear friend Tolkien, your book sucks.
Dear personal friend C.S. Lewis, your book is really dumb.
My best friend on planet
bros?
Earth, who I like talking to. I hate your life's work. It's garbage.
Your life's work fucking blows.
Dude, Tolkien was a savage.
He
Dear,
hated the Beatles.
dude, you know the Parks and Rec clip of Ron typing Yelp reviews via typewriter and mailing them to people? That was basically Tolkien. He's a grumpy old man. Dear the Beatles, you suck. Find better work.
Dear the Beatles, you are bad. You should find gainful employment elsewhere.
Dear Disney, die.
Dear Walter Disney.
Dear good personal friend. Dude, you like me sending him as like, Dear Jake, I watched your Avatar video. Worst thing I've ever seen.
You should end your life immediately.
Consider never making another YouTube video. Yeah, like okay, whatever. I understand not being told to read Narnia and like I think it's kind of insane, but like I understand it because it's like, oh, we don't want to do Bible preaching to kids. If only there was a book that is the quintessential fantasy story that literally is said that has no allegory in it. Cannot be misinterpreted as, or could be, but like according to the author's intention, has no meaning in
it's literally
an allegory.
Hey, this doesn't have allegory. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Right. Now
Dude,
he says it's based in morals of Roman Catholicism. Okay, but so it's like a lot of things. Basically, it's like if
like 90% of like
Western culture
and morality.
so it's like the Declaration of Independence.
It's like don't kill people. Where does that come from?
So is the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. Those actively say separate. No, it's not. We're not ruled by religion, but we're kind of under God and indivisible human rights. That whole thing. So I do find it absurd that like reading Tolkien's not required reading for different language classes. It's kind of like watching Blade Runner wasn't a thing in film lit. We had film literature where you analyze movies. And it was like, hey, number one most analyzable movie of all time, Blade Runner, that has all of the symbolism that they think is in Great Gatsby.
Yep.
By the way,
like, you're gonna watch.
By the way, we're watching Free Guy. Which I like Free Guy, but it's very Sean Levy. It's safe.
It's fun.
There is nothing. There is not a single thing to analyze in Free Guy.
No, it's what is currently happening on screen is the extent of what you can analyze about Free Guy.
Yes, technically, I guess you could argue. Pretty explicit. There's no moral question. It's Free Guy.
No, it's
yeah. So that's that. Film lit wasn't a real class. Is the point there. And Great Gatsby's kind of boring. F. Scott Fitzgerald. Are you saying F him? What did he do? It's got to be. What's yesterday? Speaking of the F word, PlayStation. I hate you. Because PlayStation is to stop selling physical discs in 2028.
Yep.
Now, this is terrible.
Yeah.
First off, Assassin's Creed Black Flag comes out tomorrow. It's probably going to suck because it's modern Ubisoft, but it is Assassin's Creed Black Flag, so I will be there.
Yeah.
I will be
no matter what.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
I mean, before we move
the
on,
worst person did the worst thing ever.
Yeah. Before we move on to some future points on this, should we just talk about why this is a problem?
If you don't own physical media, you don't own it.
Yeah, so the Post has, this is hilarious, 8 community notes. So if we want to look through this here, I don't know if I can zoom in on them. I can't.
So if I'm paying,
you're buying a digital license. You're not buying the thing.
By 2028, if I'm paying probably $100 for a game at that point,
they can just take the game from you.
They can just stop me from playing it if they want to.
Marvel, Daredevil. If Disney wanted to pull Daredevil season 1 or 2 and 2 off of Disney Plus, even though if I rented it from Amazon and they want it gone from the internet, they can just revoke the license. You know what they can't do? Can't revoke these bad boys. Can't revoke these. All right? Can't take those. I got EA Sports College Football 26. By the way, screw you, EA, for putting microtransactions in 27. I will not be buying your crappy ass game. In single player modes, because they always have microtransactions. I'm not buying your dog shit. So this is terrible. I think the best is Domino's dunking on them. Domino's came in and dunked on them. This was a PlayStation tweet. Domino's UK replies, someone ordered digital pizza. It's been getting memed to hell. Domino's has been capitalizing exponentially.
Good shit, Domino's.
We've sold 172 million pizzas since PlayStation last posted. So this is all just bad. Like, this just isn't good. PlayStation hasn't posted in 5 days. Their longest span of not tweeting in years. The post announcing their ending physical game production currently has 8 approved community notes. This is just awful.
And this isn't even like, there's not a single person going, actually, this is a good thing.
Yeah, Chud. You're just mad, Chud.
Chud, you shouldn't even own the things you pay for.
Yeah, there's no one going, you're just mad, Chud.
Yeah.
No, everyone's like, are you
literally
stupid?
Just bad. People go, all right.
I
may be a moron who likes Supergirl, and I hate you, but we can both agree that this shit's stupid.
Because even Corridor Digital defended the Punisher CGI.
Mm-hmm. But
so
they
even
won't
that,
defend this.
Yeah, they wouldn't defend this, you know? Hassan Piker, who has the worst takes on everything ever, would probably look at us and go, yeah, that's a terrible idea.
Heartbreaking. The worst person you know made a good decision.
Kim Jong-un is going to look at this and go,
He's going to go, what?
I want to play, but so I don't own the game?
But
terrible idea.
I paid $90 for the game. What the hell?
Vladimir Putin is going to meet with Donald Trump. And he's like, I paid $70 for I paid $90 for Star Wars Outlaws Deluxe Edition.
And now I don't know.
And now I can't play. Now, don't get me wrong, game was terrible, but I still paid for it and I no longer own. This is terrible.
You must fix this.
This might end the Israel-Palestine conflict. Because they might shake hands and go, this might make world peace, because everyone will come together and go, that's lit, PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, PlayStation gone mad downhill. Because you bought the physical slot for your PlayStation that you can't even use.
That I can't use. I had to return it and buy a Blu-ray player like a fucking moron. So this really doesn't affect me because I'm a dumbass and bought the digital edition.
And honestly, it doesn't affect me that much because I don't have discs, but I do have the disc edition. So if I wanted to buy disc games, I could do it. Like we buy the digital because we have Game Share, but we do that knowing we aren't actually owning the game.
Yeah,
we are fully.
This is still just like it's just wrong.
Yeah, and it should be an option for everyone.
There's nothing else to it. It's just wrong.
First off, I have a different bone to pick, which is that the fact that I can't just put a disc in the console and play. All right,
you have to.
That's been a problem for years.
And listen, with games,
I remember
with really big games like Red Dead, where you have to use 2 discs to download it. Those are exceptions.
Do you remember when that happened to you?
They shouldn't be the rule.
Like what?
Yeah, when I first got my Xbox One, I was like, all right, I put this in, and then I play the game.
Our local library has games that you can get, which is like best idea ever. Whoever had that idea,
literally the greatest.
That's literally the only reason I got the disc slot for the PS5 is because like if I want to try a game, I can check it out for 3 weeks and I don't have to buy the game. But anyway, I remember because I got my Wii U, and I got the newest Madden 13, newest one available on the Wii U. I was hyped because last Madden I had was Madden 09. Now Madden 09.
Madden 09 with the bobbleheads,
Yeah.
Madden 09.
So I had that.
Favorite Madden.
I was ready to play the new Madden because they stopped making the new Maddens for the old Wii, and they made one for the Wii U. Yeah. I hook up. I put Madden 13 in. If those of you don't remember Madden 13, it opened with Ray Lewis doing the little speech in the locker room.
So
I can't even remember the speech. I used to be able to say the speech word for word because it was a banger. Calvin Johnson on the cover, Megatron, greatest receiver of all time, Megatron on the cover. Maybe not greatest of all time, most talented of all time, my opinion.
Best frame of all time.
Wasted his career on the Lions, not his fault. Very Mike Trout. But anyway, I put the game in. I'm ready to boot it up. We're going straight into the game. What? Hour 45 minutes to download? I put the disc in, though.
What do you mean download? The disc is in.
And since then, it's been like that ever since.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how we get rid of that, but let's get rid of that. So, yeah. Look, if you're not game sharing, you should have the option to buy the discs.
Yep.
Well, I do it because I'm like, I'll pay $35 for a license because I'm not paying $70 for this game.
We do it because we can get our game for half the price and share the game.
I'm not paying $70 for James Bond First Light. I'll pay $35 for the license.
Yeah.
What, GTA 6, don't they have the $200 edition? You don't even get the game?
What?
You get like, I mean, you might get a digital code or something, but you don't get a game. Like, you don't get a disc.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like, whatever, dude. Whatever. Screw you. Screw you, PlayStation. You suck. Hey, Gun Bros, Snyder Bros, Reasonable Bros.
Hey.
That's us. We're the reasonable. Let's
come
We're
together.
not like everything either of these guys has made is just peak cinema. I'm like most
we're
of what
also
these
not
guys,
like
most of what
everything
these
they've
guys
made
have
is bad.
made, most of what they made has sucked. So, so Gun Bros, Snyder Bros. Let's all take hands and say, PlayStation, go die. You suck. Xbox lowered prices on Game Pass. We're
And
getting console wars in the Big 2-6, and Xbox is winning?
Yeah, this is not supposed to happen. Xbox is winning after they let PlayStation have Halo.
In Black Ops 2.
There's literally nothing left that Xbox should be the better console.
Yeah, but it was Halo. It was Halo Campaign Evolved. That's a sleeper agent. That's a sleeper agent if I've ever seen one. They're like, it's like the original campaign, but worse. We took this thing that was awesome, and instead of just remastering it, we just made it worse.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Why not make it worse?
And then Ubisoft saw them do that and was like, I'll do you one better. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Racing.
It's not a remaster.
It is, though. They put RPG fighting mechanics in it.
It's not a remaster.
I think it literally is.
Well, it's technically different because they're changing stuff.
It's
which is
the Last
bad.
of Us Part 1 thing. It's, except that one didn't change anything, I guess, but.
Yeah. Well, it's not a remaster because they're like, it's going to be cooler because
Whatever.
they're making
Ubisoft
it different.
is the worst company
it's like,
on
oh, they're
planet
making
Earth.
it worse.
Ubisoft sucks. Ubisoft and WB should have a competition for who's the dumbest company ever.
Dude, WB genuinely clears so easily. Ubisoft makes money.
No, it doesn't. They sold to a Chinese company. They lost so much money.
I kind of
they had
without having any evidence or proof.
They had Assassin's Creed, and they were like, "What if we took the assassins out of it?
What if we
Assassin's
make like
Creed Odyssey?
What if we make like a Viking game?" And
Yeah,
then
at least
like
that was no. The worst one's
Greek
Odyssey.
soldier game.
The worst one was Odyssey because Origins is the earliest point in which the assassins exist. That's the origin of the assassins.
Yeah.
And so they were like, let's go further back in the timeline.
Yeah, and in that one, it's like, it's assassin, or it's like, it's
an
warrior
origin.
heavy. Yeah, it's like warrior heavy because it's the first one.
And at least he wants
And
to be an
there's-
assassin.
And there's assassin stuff. So it's like,
in
it's,
Assassin's
it's,
Creed Valhalla-
it's literally the only one where it's like, okay, him being a warrior assassin works the most.
In Valhalla, they were like, I don't want to be an assassin. It's like, well, why? Why are you making me play as a character who doesn't want to be an assassin? I bought the game because I want to be an assassin.
Yeah, that's why I bought the game.
That'd be like that's what it's like if you buy Cyberpunk and they're like, I don't want to be a cyberpunk. I want to be one of those monks without any of the implant.
It's like, no.
Now, the beauty of cyberpunk is you can actually choose to do that.
Yeah, if you want to.
Actually,
you
that's not
can.
true. There is a required cutscene where you have to get an eye put in.
Well, yeah, but just your eyes.
Yeah, but it is still required though.
Yeah, but you can get rid of them.
You can't go full monk.
You can get rid of them.
You have to have some kind of implant.
You can take the eyes out.
Yeah, there's still Kuroshi optics. You got to have the Kuroshis.
Okay, so you gotta have Kuroshis. Other
That's
than
still
that,
an
you can go
implant.
full
Those
on.
monks don't have any implant.
All right, that's fair.
Edge Runner Season 2 coming out soon. I have no faith it'll be good.
I have no faith it'll be good, but I will watch it. I will be there no matter what.
Cyberpunk crossover coming to Apex Legends. I'm going bankrupt. I'm buying everything.
I don't
They're
even like
making-
Apex, and I might play.
You know the Skippy? You know the gun Skippy? The one you can find in Cyberpunk? They're putting a skin on one of the SMGs for that. And it's a good SMG, so I will be buying.
That's tough.
David Martinez skin. Purchased. Pan Am skin. On Loba. Purchased. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing, is all I'm saying. I don't even know if that one's real or not, but I did see that, and I was like, yep, makes sense. They put it on the right.
I will be there no matter what.
Royce, I think the Royce guy who you blow his brains out in the early mission, for whatever reason, he got a skin.
Which one's Royce?
He's the one who's leading Maelstrom, and you have to go get the flathead from, and you have the option where you can just shoot him in the head. I just did that mission yesterday.
I was thinking Edge Runner's not a game. But
no, it's just Cyberpunk in general.
Yeah, I know.
For whatever reason, there's no Atom Smasher skin for Pathfinder, which is the easiest read of all time. I don't know why they didn't do that. There is the chick from Lucy, right? That's Chicken Edge Runners.
Lucy or Rebecca?
I think they both have skins.
Okay.
Yeah. So, some bangers is all I'm saying.
I guess they wouldn't do a V skin because they would have to do male or female V. But...
Male V was on the cover, and now female V's on the cover. So who cares?
Male V's cooler.
Yeah, but then you can't have sex with Judy.
Yeah, but you can have sex with Pan Am.
Good counterpoint. Luckily, you can change your genitals.
Treasure versus treasure.
Yeah. And when the male character, and when you're doing the mission with River, and like the option randomly pops up, it's like kiss. I'm not like, what?
Yeah, I was just like, huh?
I was like, nothing led me to believe that was where this was going.
It was like, it's literally just like bros being bros, and it's like, we should kiss. It's like, what?
Like at least when if you're playing as female V and you start hitting on Pan Am, she's like, I'm not like that.
Yeah, she's like, I'm good, bro.
It's like that's a little different.
And if you're male V and you start hitting on Judy, she's like,
yeah, because there's all the but there's all the tension there though. When it's just like when it's just guys being dudes.
We all tried.
When it's just guys being dudes and it's like, want to make out, bro?
Yeah. So they're just like, yo, let's get drunk and here's a gun. Want to make out? It's like, what?
So weird. It was so weird playing as male V and that happened.
It's not even a very good gun either.
Yeah, and there's no build up to like lead to that being like
by the
logical thing.
By the time I did the mission, the gun was just like way under leveled and I didn't even use it. I'm pretty sure I sold it.
Yeah, a lot of those guns kind of suck. The one you get from Phantom Liberty is kind of a banger.
Yeah, but I just sold it so I could have enough money that I could buy a Sandevistan. And then once you buy a Sandevistan, it's just game over and you win.
True.
All right. It's so much fun.
We've been going a long time, and I want to play Warhammer Space Marine 2. We are going to wrap up here. We will not be back next week because I will be watching video games. Yep. So I will be on a flight, actually. We will be back the following week with the Odyssey.
Watch video games.
With the Odyssey. Woo! Should I even say hopefully it'll be good? Nah, Nolan would never let me down.
Except for Dark Knight Rises.
No, he didn't make that movie. That was James Gunn.
No, you can't blame him for that.
That's not on him. He's just Todd. What's that over there? That's crazy.
Anyway, in street.
Yeah, so you can check out Jake's. Jake said he might make a Supergirl video. I don't believe him, but he said he might. You have a podcast with Corbin. Are you still doing that, or is that a one-time thing?
I think we're gonna record this week. I don't know. We'll see.
Our friend Corbin and Jake have a podcast somewhere. I don't actually know where it is.
It was on his channel.
You guys did a Ben 10 tier list?
It'll be on my channel. Yeah, we did a Ben 10 tier list. It's like 3 hours.
Okay. Basically, that's for them to nerd out over the stuff I don't care about.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
it's like we already hit the
that was kind of just Ben 10. I think Brawl Stars is the only other option.
We might have burnt out.
And didn't you already make a Brawl Stars tier list with Corbin?
Yeah, that was like the first thing he did on his channel.
Yeah, you kind of hit the big two then already.
Yeah, we kind of already did it all.
There's gotta be something else you and Corbin. Harry Potter.
We'll see something. Yeah. I guess the shows come out soon. I might make him watch it.
That is true.
We could do a review every episode.
Well, I was probably planning on just dragging Corbin onto this channel, and I was not gonna watch it.
Well, you can't not watch something on your own show.
Yeah, I can watch me. It's my stream.
That's crazy work. It's like
I'll
if
just be
neither
like-
of us watch Supergirl and we just make Corbin watch it, and then we're like, talk about
I'll just
Supergirl for
I'll
3
just
hours.
show up and be like, hey Jake, we gotta make sure we watch Harry Potter episode 1 by next week, and then we'll get to the stream and it's like, oh yeah, I forgot, my bad, dude. Let's just go through the episode though. And I'll just do that for enough weeks in a row until you're just like, dude, you're not gonna watch it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'm gonna watch it.
I'll just explain it. You'll just be like, dude, really? That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
I remember that part.
That part was crazy, bro. What
And I
happened
just
next?
don't have an HBO Max subscription.
I'm totally spacing, bro. What happened
Dude,
next?
I that part was pretty crazy. And then yeah, and then
the
that,
next
yeah.
part though.
You told me Harry was the chosen one?
Dude, I didn't
not
even see it
that
coming. I did not see it coming.
Dude, that's crazy. I remember that though. That scene was crazy.
Dude, but what did you think about the next part though?
Oh yeah, Tom Hardy's back from Mobland. That's all. You see, this is what happens when we take 2 weeks off. Is everything happens. Okay, Tom Hardy's back. Can't wait, Jake. Now you do have to watch Mobland, so you get to watch.
Next week they're gonna like land on the moon again or something, and we won't even be able to talk about
True.
it.
Watch Mobland. You still haven't done that because you hate yourself.
Well, I'm waiting until season 3.
What? Season 2's not even out yet.
Oh, for season, yeah, that's what I meant.
Guy
I'm
watched
waiting for
Supergirl, but he hasn't watched Mobland.
I'm waiting for the next season so I can watch it right before the next season. We've had this conversation like 5 times.
Yeah, but then you watch Supergirl willingly, so.
Yeah, I had to.
You have to watch Mobland. We're talking about Mobland in 2 weeks, so you gotta watch Mobland.
No, we're not. We're talking
we
about
are.
the Odyssey.
No, I've decided we're not talking about the Odyssey.
Okay,
We're talking about
so
Mobland.
we're gonna have a 15-hour stream where we talk about all of Mobland and the Odyssey.
Yep.
Okay, buddy. Okay.
If you don't watch it, I'm replacing you with Corbin.
We all know that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think Corbin can even stream on Wednesday. Stream's moving to Thursday.
Corbin, who notoriously has nuanced opinions about movies.
Hey, he likes Deadpool and Wolverine still. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
That's embarrassing, bro.
You can subscribe or whatever. I haven't watched it since I watched it for the first time in theaters, and I don't plan on it because I liked it when I saw it in theaters, and I'm never going to rewatch it. You can subscribe. You can subscribe if you want. You can like it, like the stream. You get links down below. Spotify, all that, blah, 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 blah. You know the drill. We won't be here next week, but we'll be here the week after. So
for the Odyssey.
Bye.
Bye. See you next time.